Noses down. Don't call out
And
anything.
we are live.
But then how will you win?
Hello.
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 Hmm.
Nope. Nope. Okay.
No.
That's enough. How's everybody doing aside from making Minecraft villager sex noises?
That's not
Yeah?
the sex noises. That's just the villager
That's just-
noises.
Yeah, but you guys were talking about them getting their back blown out and how you watch it on the daily.
What?
I
Yeah,
think you
we were
mistook what we
Believe
said.
it or not,
Damn.
chat, that's what they said before we went live.
We were referring to Chibidoki.
They
And
they talk. They watch it together and hold hands.
Listen,
Oh my god, they
sometimes-
held hands.
sometimes
Sweet.
you need to build a villager breeding farm. You just need to. That's Minecraft.
Mm-mm.
You know, I don't think
There's
I've ever built a villager breeding farm or even
It's
done
a thing.
anything other than with the villagers aside from going into the village, stealing all of their stuff and leaving, and then coming back like 4 or 5 days later when they replenished and just stealing it again.
It's a thing. You can attach a lead to them just like you do with farm animals, and you lead them to the farm, and
Jesus Christ.
This
And
sounds like
you
slavery.
put them next to a crafting station, and then they specialize in that craft.
If people like they build full things and they stick them into the rolls, and when the villager gives them terrible prices, then they use a trap to kill the villager, and then they open up and go, all right, next one, go in.
Okay, I should say I've never played Minecraft. Is that actually what y'all do in there?
It's not what
he
I
is
do.
Yeah.
No?
it is one of the things that you can do in there.
It's an
Okay.
open world game.
I build a normal farm.
I mean, I play Power World. I make the humans work too by putting them in a power
The
ball.
prisoners
and
with
then
jobs are revolting.
and then I send them to the pool so they can calm the hell down.
Hey, I like to just probably not ever play Minecraft.
Nah.
So yeah.
This makes it sound like I need to start up the Discord server or the Discord Minecraft server again.
Oh,
Also,
no.
Spiffy, when you said the prisoners with jobs are revolting, I thought you were quoting Chicken Run, so I went like, finally, something we agree on. The chickens are revolting! Oh,
That
man,
movie's a classic.
that movie's it's so good.
I
Um,
I don't think
again.
I've seen the movie, but I would play the video game.
You need to watch
Like,
the movie, Cass. Like,
I
I'm being dead serious. The movie's so good.
all right.
Okay, well, we're back
Short.
with the downfall of propriety. 2 weeks ago, we were trying to solve a murder. Also taking time out to flirt with the bereaved. I'm looking at our bell reel. And
It's just business.
I don't think so. You literally said in Weewa, like, Lord Avros wasn't picking up on my flirting. Like, he just lost his dad.
Okay, but
I
he's
mean-
still hot though.
Right? People
That
hook
just
up
sound-
at funerals.
That just sounds
Yeah.
like you weren't flirting hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
I finally figured out who Fox's character is. They're Will
I-
Ferrell from Wedding Crashers.
I didn't want to come
Yeah.
on too strong. He did just lose his dad.
Yeah. I like how also you flirted with him, and the second he left, you tried to touch his knife collection.
Look, I wasn't going to, but you kept describing that force field around them, so I had
Oh
to.
my.
I like how he comes back and there's just like singed skin in it.
Hmm.
It
Why does it smell like
reminds
burnt hair?
It reminds me of that Chapel Roan video. Have you guys seen? Probably not, but like
No.
Maybe.
it's like he's like, what fucking cunt tried to touch my knife collection? Who did it? I just want to know. I'm not gonna do anything. I just want to know who fucking did it. What fucking cunt tried to touch my knife collection?
Just serious face.
Can't say that I've seen that.
Oh, I love it.
That's great.
Anyway,
I also wouldn't want people touching my knife collection.
yeah, I thought it was nice that you left your saber for him though. So, Okay, so last time we were all together, it was the literal night after Lord Partington had passed. You guys were in your rooms. You heard a commotion, which was a scream.
Yes.
As you poked your heads out of the hall, Lord Avros was running by. It was his mother. He was going to calm her down. A certain little rogue decided to follow. Named
Bard.
Sonari.
Oh yeah. I was like, wait a second, I'm not a rogue.
Nope. Sonari followed Avros and saw that something was going on with Lady Adira. She seemed to be having a fit of some sort. And once everybody had left, she snuck into Lady Adira, grieving Lady Adira's chambers, and peeked at her private journal, and tore a page out of it, and copied down what was in there of a grieving widow, and then left in the middle of the night, which was great. And I told Dan all about it, and he laughed really hard. And then our bard. Sorry, Rojan, I didn't list you first. That's such a bard thing to do. Our bard was wandering around the halls, ran into Lord Solantis, who was acting perfectly normal, and then also went down and contaminated a crime scene, and then and pulled the wool over not just Lord Avros's eyes, but also the constables, and basically disappeared. And then everybody else slept as normal. And then in the morning, they were woken up by the best character ever. Her name was Miriam. And got breakfast. Found out that the constable had arrested Obadias, the butler for Lord Partington, under suspicion of murder, which was not well received. And later, the general actually showed up to escort Obadias to the prison, which hasn't happened yet. Obadias is still in the house, but you all split up. Gaius and Madeline went to go look for the doctor, Homily Gusford, to find out more about what was going on with Lord Partington, like what she found. She explained that she had found a kind of poison in him that's actually really brutal. It turns all of your insides to liquid. So he's like it's like a smoothie in there. And then um Sinari went to go talk with her best friend, Hai Sung, and he explained that Lady Adira, who she went to go spy on, was actually a sort of oracle and could see glimpses of the future and had that kind of magical power. Arbeliel went to go speak / badly flirt with Lord Avros in his office. But I would say that Lord Avros received it well and talked about maybe forging alliances for the future. And then he left, and you got an ouchie on your fingy from the forest field around his knife collection. But you did leave your walking cane there that has a saber in there as like a gift, I guess, for Lord Avros. And finally, Reggie went to go look in the garden for any information about where the murderer might have escaped. And he found that there were 2 pairs of footprints. One, possibly Obadias's, as they were dragged out into the gardens and left there, which is where Obadias was found with the quote-unquote one of the murder weapons, but not actually the thing that killed Lord Partington. And then the other footsteps just went out the back garden gate and joined into like kind of the hustle and bustle of the main city down the road. And that's where we left off. I will say, Reggie did also go speak with Kieran at the end of last episode before we ended to let him know what he found. And Kieran, ever supportive, lovely Kieran, said, hey, this might be something to bring up with Lady Marina, because she's actually a wizard. She might be able to suss out where those footsteps go, or just any mage, honestly. If you guys know any magic, that might be able to suss that out. Talk with someone. So there we go. I will say, if anybody was wanting to go talk with Obadias, there is a very short window for that because the general is taking him to the prison shortly. But that's no problem. Otherwise, It's up to you guys what you'd like to do. Already my throat is dry. I think I have a popcorn kernel stuck back there.
The worst.
Mm-hmm. I don't mean to brag, but my dentist says that I have abnormally big tonsils, so it's hard to be me sometimes.
I did say I wanted to try and find Obadiah's when I left High Song.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
I don't know
you're
if anyone
in.
knows. I don't know if anyone else is going to find him.
You're muted, Weirds.
I think I would join you, Serena. So, coming back from the garden,
Mhm.
probably run into both her and Gaius as they're coming back down.
Her and who?
Was she not with Gaius?
No, that was Madeline.
That was Madeline. Sorry. All right, so it's just
I'm-
us then.
Getting the tieflings mixed up again.
Mhm.
Will it ever end?
No.
No.
So we all
Okay.
look the same to you?
Wow.
You all act the same to me.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Whoa! I take offense to that. My character's technically a tiefling as well, but I don't
Yes.
look or act the same as anyone else.
Oh, really?
But also, you're like a weird tiefling.
Yeah.
Like your hands are backwards.
I'm the best
Built
tiefling.
different.
Okay.
I'm the best tiefling.
Mhm.
I mean, Catboy tiefling is good and all, but like, the best, not
so-
really.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Sonari, you meet up with Reggie. I guess probably in like the main, probably corridor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, madam.
Oh, hello. No, good to run into you here. I'm looking for Obadiah. Do you happen to know where they're keeping him before they take him away?
I would, actually. We could probably follow Lieutenant Kieran, and just kind of points off to him as he's like walking out.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. Give me 1 second. All right, we've actually moved him over to one of the libraries here, so I'm just gonna take you guys to a map. You can all have a good time there.
The map. It's
Yep.
the map. It's the map.
So he leads you through the house. It's probably a lot better than asking Marion for directions. And as you enter in the room, you can see that it's actually a very large, very spacious, like, library, one of many. And in the corner, sitting very properly in his chair, is... I'm actually gonna put you guys out there. Hold on a second. Where is everybody? I'll put Kieran in there, and then... so it was Sonari, right? And then Reggie?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you guys can see in there, and walls of books, a lovely fireplace, but he's just kind of sat on one of the chairs, very proper, hands kind of folded in front of him, looking, well, give me an insight check, I guess.
Ready?
Both of you.
See, where is the
Uh-huh.
big one?
Mm. All right. That's a 16 for Reggie.
Okay.
Inside. Yeah, that's an 8. Sorry, I had to take a minute because I thought I rolled a 1, but no, it's an 8. Still not great, but at least
fine.
I'm not blind.
Sonari, as you walk in, you are shocked because you know that everybody had been mentioning that Obadiah was a cat, but you didn't believe it until now, and holy shit, that is a cat. Um, but Reggie, you walk in and you see that Obadiah's, he's sitting very properly as probably he's been doing his whole employment with the Partingtons, but you can see that his eyes are just, he just looks like beaten down. Not like anybody physically touched him, but he is just
Kind of depressed.
brokenhearted. Yeah, very
Yeah.
sad. And he sees everybody enter and he jumps to his feet and he gives a small bow. He goes, "Oh, hello. I wasn't expecting any visitors."
Obadiah's, do you remember me from last night?
Of course, sir. I do.
Okay.
You're always very polite to me.
Sorry, old chap. I might have sent you off into a very dangerous position.
What do you mean?
How's your head? Physically.
Oh, and you can see he kind of touches the back of his head and winces a little. He goes, I'm fine. Honestly, I've had worse. Just because I can be a little clumsy, but mainly I'm just confused, I suppose. I want to make it clear, and he looks at Kieran. I would never ever do anything to harm any of the Poddingtons. They're my family. Lord Poddington took me in when nobody would, and I was on the streets. And you can see he's kind of fighting back tears a little bit.
Kind of just
But-
looks over to Kira and is like, "That sounds familiar."
No, I don't go getting a soft heart now. He goes, well, technically I'm not supposed to let you two in here, but I will just stand outside the door if you guys have questions. You have exactly 3 minutes before I know the general's about to come up here and escort him out.
Mhm.
And with
Very
that,
well.
yeah, and with that, Kieran exits the room. And just, you can hear him, like, in his armor, just standing outside the door. Probably, like, keeping guard, but, yeah.
All right. And he's gonna start walking over, and he's just gonna have a seat. It's like, please, relax.
And he's like, he sits down very stiffly. Like, dude doesn't know how to relax. Are you here to yell at me?
Far from it. What was the last thing you remember from last night?
I remember you telling me that someone left through the servants' quarters. And I remember pushing through the servants' quarters. And that is it. I'm sorry, sir. I wish I could remember more. The next thing I know, I'm woken up and I'm in the garden and there's a knife in my hand and the constable's there and he looks so disappointed, which is almost worse than him being angry. And you can see he's like...
You did a very brave thing last night.
I did?
You went
I really-
after a culprit.
Well, you told me to. I hope you understand that if you tell me to give an order, I do have to fulfill it.
I'm not a Partington.
Or it's a guest of the Partingtons. If they ask for more beer, I have to go get more beer. If they ask me to dim the lights, I have to dim the lights. If they tell me there's a draft, I have to make a fire. It's part of my job.
You're very dedicated to the Partingtons, aren't you?
Oh, yes, Mum. I was on the streets. Nobody wanted a young tabaxi child, and I was hungry, and one day, Lord Partington was walking through the streets with his son, Lord Averos, and I was so weak with hunger, I was just trying to pass them by, and I fell down, and it was a bit embarrassing. But the next thing I knew, I was here, and Lady Marina was taking care of me, and then Lord Poddington walked in and asked if I had a home to go to, and I said no. My parents are no longer with us. and he asked me if it was all right with me if I wanted to stay here. I could under his employment, and it was just a no-brainer.
Of course. So you'd feel very much indebted to Paddingtons, of course.
Sorry, what did you say?
I'd say you'd feel very much indebted to the Paddingtons for what they've done for you.
Absolutely. It's not just that. It's just that I like working. I like being of service.
I've also been told that you have this ability to pop up in all sorts of places. This means you're very familiar with the grounds, aren't you?
Oh yes, I've been here since I was a kid.
Yeah. When the inspector found you, you said you were looking lost, which sounds unbelievable.
Well, I had just gotten hit in the head.
Do you remember what hit you in the head? Was it metal, wood? No.
With all due respect, sir, when something hits your head, all kind of feels the same.
But does it sound the same?
Well,
How many things have hit bone for you?
I don't think my skull is quite as discerning as yours, sir, with all due respect.
There you go. Seems there was a scuffle nearby where you were found.
What was there?
Yes. Seems that before you were dragged to the spot you were at, there was a scuffle near the shrubs on the eastern side of the backyard gardens, near the gate.
And you can see he's like trying really hard to remember. I mean, I am sorry, sir. I really can't remember.
That might not be your fault.
Well, no, I've been told, because this is my first time getting hit in the head like that hard, but sometimes you can lose your memory from that.
It is common.
I thought it was a rumor, but it turns out it's true.
It is common to lose memories in traumatic events.
Has the doctor come to see you yet?
Oh, yes. I really do like Dr. Gustford. She bandaged me up, and you can see as he pats his head, there is a small bandage there. Luckily, she said it was quite shallow, but maybe I just have a soft noggin. And you can hear outside a small knock as Kieran goes, "Time to wrap it up. You've got about 1 minute."
Well, we know it wasn't you.
Do you remember anything else about when you woke up, when the constable found you? Was there anything that stood out that looked a bit funny, that even if it didn't feel like it could be something that was silly, like, you know, that you think that means nothing, but
Yeah.
in the moment that you just thought,
I remember smelling oranges. I remember smelling oranges. And something woodsy. That's it, I'm afraid, my lady.
no, you've done very well.
Maybe I was having a stroke.
Well, you were hit in the head.
Yes. But that's it, I'm sorry.
Well, sorry for taking up so much of your time, Obadias.
Oh, no, sir. I mean, I have nothing on my schedule right now. I thank you for taking time out of your day to see me. I worry I've really let everyone down.
Nonsense. You tried your best.
Well, I will say, I really do appreciate you all standing up for me and for Lady Marina saying something as well, because I thought I was going to prison for life, but I think I'm just under suspicion now, so I'm happily working with them, and the general. I thought I was gonna be a goner.
Well, as long as you listen to them and just do your best to follow their directions. No harm shall come to you.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, of course. Yes, and at that moment, you can hear Kira knock again. He goes, all right, time to we really do need to get the show on the road.
I believe our time is up, milady.
Yes, if you wish to, I'll be right behind you.
Right on. And
And
do
as you
let's go.
guys are exiting the room, you can see the general walking in with Kieran. You can see Kieran looks a little apologetic, like he tried to stall him a little bit, but it's the fucking general.
Hmm.
And the general goes, Lady Neverfell, Reggie, I'm surprised to see you again so soon after breakfast.
General.
You are talking with the prisoner?
Making sure that they were physically okay. And they seem to be getting their bearings.
After all, we did hear that he was injured.
No, he was injured, but luckily Dr. Gusford took care of that. I don't wish for you to tire him out because I do have a lot of questions for him down at the prison, so if you don't mind, I will be taking him with me. And he
Of course, sir.
he gives you both a small bow, very gallant bow, and walks.
Just kind of elbow Kieran's like, did you give him the message?
What message?
One I wrote down about what I found in the yard.
Oh, did you want me to tell him that, or were you trying to look into that on your own? Because I know that he's got his fingers all over this case.
After the questioning.
I'm really sorry. You know, ever since that one fight where I got hit in the ear, I can't hear as well. What did you say?
After the questioning, pass the note along.
After they're gone.
After the general has questioned Obadiah's, pass from Kieran to the general what I found.
All right, I will. Don't have to yell at me. And so
I'm not.
you're raising your tone, and you know that I don't really
No,
like
I'm
it when
trying
people
to
yell at
explain
me.
it. I'm trying to explain it.
And
Much choices.
Sinari is done with these two, and she's just like, okay, bye.
all right, and the general goes, Sinari, you left?
Yeah, I just like I could see them two like having their little thing, and I'm just going, okay, and I've got things to do. Bye.
Reggie, give me an insight check then.
All right. That is going to be an 18.
You can see that the general walks towards Obadiah's, and as he turns, he kind of puts a hand on the back of Obadiah's back, and he's got a very gentle look on his face, which is very unlike the general normally. He's very much a stone wall, but there's a gentle look on his face.
He understands decorum between military and civilians, so this is good. Good PR. Good PR.
Okay, so Sonari, you're just gonna walk off?
I'm gonna wait around the corner and see like watch as they bring out Obadiah, just so I could see how he's being treated.
Sure.
Like, so I would have just hidden around the corner and just watched.
All right. As the general and Kieran lead Obadiah out, you can see he's fighting back tears a little bit, but he's trying to be brave. And Marina's in the hallway, arms crossed, looking. Well, give me an insight check, sure, if you want.
Oh, this one's better. 19.
Okay, you see that she usually has a very uninterested look at life, like almost to the point of just like it's not on purpose. She's just very kind of lost in her own world, but she is very focused right now and she's angry. But she doesn't say anything as they lead Obadiah through the manor, and you guys are kind of like on a second story balcony, and you can see down below Avros is at the front door, and as they bring him to the front door by Avros, he puts his hand on Obadiah's shoulder and leans in and says something in his ear. You're too far away to hear it, but after that they lead Obadiah away.
I'm sure he'll be fine. Need to find the rest of the group.
I I turn to go walk over to Marina and because as you said, she seems really focused, and I'm very curious to know what more she might know.
As you walk up, she goes, "Hello, it's nice to see you again." But you can tell she's like just being polite.
Greetings, Lady Party. I am so sorry for your loss and what you're going through.
She goes, "I'm sorry. I don't think I ever actually caught your name."
I am Lady Sanari Neverfell. I'm first cousin to Haisang Neverfell, the second son of the Neverfell family. Pleasure to meet.
One second, sorry. She goes, "Your first cousin to Haisung Neverfell?"
Our families were very distant for a while. I've come to visit from Neverwinter.
Give me a deception check. Please. Or persuasion, whatever you want to do. I guess, no, actually, it would be deception.
Deception. Oh, 16 plus 5, 21. Please roll like crap, Marina.
Okay. She goes, looks at you for a long moment. She goes, "That's understandable. Sometimes families just, they fall apart. But it's nice to know that you are in the process of mending yours. Am I right?"
Yes, that's definitely. I'm feeling a little bit shaken off by that, but I'm just like, yes, that's definitely the intention. To bring the families back together. Reconnecting.
She says, she looks at you and bluntly says, like, "You look nervous."
I mean, there was so much has happened in just the past day. It really. And I just like, bring out a fan and start like, I mean, I've never been around such things in my life.
Reggie's just kind of off to the side going, that's...
Because, yes, people with such delicate tendencies, it can be a lot for them.
Yes, I'm just grateful that Haisung didn't witness anything because, oh, so much more delicate than me.
He is that. He's also an incorrigible flirt.
Oh, I am fully aware, and I just side-eye Reggie.
Well, I appreciate you talking with Obadias. I've known him since I was a young girl, and it might be strange, someone like me maybe calling her butler one of her only friends, but it would be the truth, which is sad. And now that I've said that, I kind of regret saying that, and I wish I could take it back.
No. Do not feel bad. In situations like ours, when we live in such secluded lives, we make the friends where we can.
Is your life very secluded?
I did grow up with mostly only my papa as my only. Just circumstance made it that way.
And who is your father again? Sorry. Your houses are so intertwined, it's hard for me to keep track.
Oh, Jace Neverfell, of course.
Okay. She goes, "Well, I don't mean to keep you, Lady Neverfell. I'm sure you are not wanting to stay around this house any longer. I do appreciate your patience with the detective and the general.
Of
And
course.
she gives you a small bow and she turns to walk away.
I let her go, and I'm just like, the moment that she's like out of sight, I just like put away the fan, and I'm just like, I feel that she knows something.
I think she has a more down-to-earth perspective. Difficult to say, but at the very least, she's one of the few that actually supports Reggie. I mean, the Obadiah's directly.
I wonder what the brother is like then, if this is what she's like.
From what I understand, not exactly aloof, but definitely, how would I put it?
Because
He
she was very upset when Obadiah was accused, but the brother seemed more accepting of the idea, despite the fact that you would think that the brother would be just as upset.
I think he has his own method of venting. He's now the head of this house and has to be more wary of what he says and does. And that makes him more reserved. That's what it is. But I can tell he's not taking this at all well.
Perhaps we should further speak to him. If you wish to stick around, of course. I understand if you might want to do your own investigating.
Well, seems all I'm good for around here right now is just being a strong backup, so if you wouldn't mind having a muscle around.
I wouldn't mind at all. And if we happen to run into my cousin, Haisung, perhaps I can introduce you to him as well. He could use some muscle around. And then I start walking.
What was that strange look you gave me earlier about your cousin? Something about being an incorrigible flirt?
I did catch him flirting with you at the ball.
This is
true.
true.
I understand if like many throw themselves at you, so they might all blend in together. But my cousin does stand out.
Your cousin does stand out, and not many threw themselves at me, or at least I didn't expose myself to such frivolities to my own expense. So, yes, it is sometimes just terrible being this devilishly handsome, and just keeps on walking off.
It's like, I am sure it is such a burden on you.
Yeah, you try guarding a spot and then 3 ladies trying to ruin your vision on something. Guard duty is usually boring. Not me. But yes, I think we can reconvene with a few others.
Yes.
Avros, right?
Yes, we can see if we can find Avros and perhaps find one of the others that are walking around here.
And with that, we shall head on out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just walking.
I'm gonna pause on you guys, and I'm gonna jump over to our bell reel. After you leave Avros's office, I'm gonna say that you see the tail end of what they saw, which was Obadiah's getting walked out, and Avros leaning his hand on his shoulder. What are you wanting to do?
I think our bell reel is intending to leave at this point, but seeing that procession on their way out, he doesn't want to kind of get in their way or anything with his, cart that has too many horses. So he's going to follow them outside, but once outside of the front door, he's just going to kind of step off to the side and pull out a cigar from his pocket and just stand there and watch and have a leisurely smoke, while also keeping his newly injured hand out of sight.
Okay. As you lean against on the front stoop of this family's house, smoking, you hear a um Lord Arberial, and as you turn, you see a woman with kind of strawberry reddish blonde hair, a multitude of freckles, and you know what? I'm actually gonna, just to immerse myself. Oh wait, I don't have it anymore. Never mind. I thought I had a map, but I don't. You're on the front step, and it's a young woman, a lot of freckles, reddish blonde hair, blue eyes. She walks up to you. Give me like I guess a history check.
That is going to be 18.
Okay. You remember this lady. She was kind of at Lady Adira's elbow all that night when Lord Partington died. This is Miss Florence, her lady in waiting. And she gives you sort of a shy curtsy. She goes, and she coughs again, because some of your smoke, it's all over the front stoop, man. And she goes, Lord Arberial, are you on your way out?
I had intended to be, yes.
Well, I don't mean to impede on your plans, but my lady, Lady Adira, she was wondering if she could have a word.
Word with the lady. I'm honored.
And she kind of inclines her head. She goes, you may follow me.
So,
You guys are going through the house, and you walk into what is essentially her office. It's almost has like a dreamy quality to it. A lot of the house is kind of decorated almost a little more masculine, probably to Lord Partington's taste, but here it's lots of plants. There's a scrying bowl in the corner, big windows, and she has actually a pet falcon in the corner who's like kind of leaning at his feathers, and she's standing there at her desk, or kind of sitting at her desk, and you can, if you want, you can give me an insight check. Otherwise, if you wish to speak with her, you definitely can.
yeah, I'll give an insight check, see what kind of disposition she's got at the moment. That's not great, though. That's only a 10.
Okay. She looks tired.
Understandable.
Yeah. She looks up at you and rises to her feet, inclines her head. She goes, Lord Arbelrio, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I hope I haven't stopped you on your way out. I understand if you don't want to be waiting around here very long.
Always happy to take time for you, Lady Yadira.
You are too kind. She comes around the desk. She goes, aside from the horribleness that has befallen our house, I want to ask if you otherwise enjoyed yourself at the ball?
Yes, despite everything that occurred, it was quite lovely. I do appreciate the invitation.
I understand it's a strange question. And she kind of does like a little shake of her head, like something's in her ear or something's in her mind. She straightens her face. She goes, I wanted to speak with you about a sort of business proposition.
A business proposition.
I know you have a mind for it, and I hope you will hear me out.
I'm always happy to hear you out, Lady Yadira. But are you okay to speak of business at the moment. So soon after everything that happened.
My husband was a great man, and despite the awfulness that has befell us, he made very sure in his living days to make sure that our family is taken care of. While the pain in my heart will probably never go away, I do have to do what Bartingtons do best, and that is always keep moving forward.
Of course.
You know, life does not stop for anyone. And this is not... I use business proposition because I feel those are words that you maybe relate to, but this is more... I suppose I'm coming to you as a mother as well. I know you were talking with Avros, my son,
I was, yes.
and I must say, I, as just a person, have always really admired how you took on the mantle of the business for your family, yes?
I appreciate that. It's not a difficult role to take, as I'm sure Avros will soon discover.
Well, it's funny that you say that, and as she kind of walks away from you, she kind of has her hands clasped behind her back and she's looking out the window. My husband had a very big heart, and he always put that to good use, helping others. And I know that Avros dearly wants to follow in his footsteps, but I worry he's not exactly prepared, and I know that he puts on a big show, as he's very charming, but I know he's nervous and anxious with everything that's befallen myself and my daughter and him, and I suppose in a small rambling way I am asking if you would not mind guiding him subtly. I think he would really benefit from someone with more experience in these things, kind of providing insight and wisdom. You could see it as a partnership, but I suppose as a mother, I'm asking you to be almost like a friend.
I'm honored that you think that I'm worthy of such a role. Admittedly, when I spoke with Avros earlier, I did have business on the mind, but quickly in our conversation, I discovered that he was just a young man that lost his father, and he needed an ear more than he needed a partner. And I was happy to lend that ear.
Well, I really do appreciate that. Don't tell him that I asked you to do this. I want him to feel as if he can handle this on his own without a mother involving herself. That would just undermine him, I suppose.
Of course, of course. And my lady, if you don't mind me asking, if it's not too personal, what are your hopes for Avros? Do you want him to follow in his father's footsteps, to be as charitable as his father, or would you like to see him find his own path?
I know that for all their differences, Avros very much looked up to Rasmus. And I know that in his heart, he wants to help people to the best of his abilities. He tries to put on a tough exterior, but I know my son. I would be surprised if he didn't end up like Rasmus. But, and I think you can agree, there is a balancing act to be had with being a good person and doing well in life.
Sometimes, unfortunately, running a business means being the bad guy in the eyes of certain people. Not necessarily doing bad things, but making those difficult decisions.
That's true. Well, I would agree with you there, but don't ever let Avros hear me say that.
Of course.
She goes, and I just want you to know, this isn't without benefits for you. I'm hoping that in the spirit of my husband's dearest wish that maybe a stronger bond can be had between the Partingtons and your family as well.
Well, with two lineages now with new heads at them, perhaps together we can forge a new path.
Absolutely. And then she kind of... Give me an insight check. Please.
That one's a little bit better. 13.
Okay. You can see that she kind of like winces a little in pain. And she goes, I'm sorry, I must cut this short. But if you wouldn't mind sending in Florence for me, that would be most appreciated, Lord Arbelriel.
Of course, my lady. Are you not well?
Oh, I am fine. I'm fine. I get these. Just get Florence for me if you wouldn't mind. Please,
Of course.
thank you.
I'll kind of poke my head out the door.
Florence is standing there. She goes, "Did my lady need me?"
Yes, Florence. Urgently,
Sure.
it seems.
Okay. She goes in, and she closes the door behind her. What's your passive perception?
It is 15.
Okay. So what are you wanting to do now?
I'm going to stand outside of that door and fumble around with my now extinguished cigar that I was smoking. But what I'm actually doing is trying to listen through the door.
Okay, give me a perception check, I suppose. I would say do it at disadvantage because that door's really thick.
I'm not gonna even roll the second time because the first time was a 1, and I can't get any lower than that. So
Yeah, you don't hear anything.
give a disgruntled harumph and make my way back to the front door.
Sounds good. As you get to the front door, you run into Reggie and Sonari, who are also going that way. What are you wanting to do next? I guess really quick of our Belriel, are you still wanting to leave or?
Yeah, unless he's given reason not to. In his mind, he's been cleared of suspicion. He's kind of got his own business to attend to. So he was gonna go back out and finish his cigar, but somebody stops him or something interesting comes up along the way. He is a curious one.
Lord Arbelriel.
Morning.
Indeed, it has been one. If I need to get in contact with you or anyone in your business, would I be able to do so?
You can send a missive to the Sarveris estate, and somebody will deliver it to me.
That works for me. Enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
Hold on a minute. Might I ask, why would someone of your position need to get in contact with me?
Call it a hunch. But you are resourceful. And sometimes resources may be necessary.
So you are looking to call upon me for a favor?
In so few words. If it's necessary.
If it becomes necessary, I'm sure we can come to an arrangement.
That works for me, sir. And, apologies about what happened at the breakfast table this morning.
It was a trying time for everyone.
Well, enjoy your cigar, sir.
Thank you.
I'm gonna pause real quick and I want to jump over to Gaius and Madeline. You guys just left with Homily Gusford. What are you up to?
You're muted.
We left with homily, or
You left Homily.
got it. Okay. Hmm.
She's in her room. You just talked with her about
Mhm.
the poison.
Yeah.
You found out that your family's kind of involved with the destruction of the forest where that flower is found, or that root, I suppose, is found. And you left the room with Gaius, a man of not a great reputation, but very creative books. What are you guys wanting to do next?
Excuse me, my reputation is spotless.
Excuse me, my reputation is spotless. What are you guys wanting to do next?
That's why you have stripes, not spots.
As soon as the door closes, Gaius is gonna turn to Madeline. How easy would it be for you to gain an audience with your father today? Is he here?
No, my family is at home.
You're the only one
They
here.
left. Yes, they left this morning. They were interviewed last night.
Well, there goes my idea. I was hoping to gain a word with your father or whomever was in charge of your shipping manifests.
And like Maddie just looks at him like slightly upset and like perturbed, I guess. Just my family has nothing to do with this.
Well, maybe not directly, but it's kind of strange that your family is in charge of clearing that section of the forest, and that very rare plant seems to be growing around there, and, well, now the Lord had his insides liquefied. I'm not laying the blame on your family, I'm just saying they have a connection to it, and we may be able to find a means to put two and two together and find out who brought the poison in. My apologies, I'm not accusing your family, but your shipping manifests would, maybe have something in, shed some light on when the last time herbs and whatnot were brought in. And if that's the case, we can then, I don't know, find our way into the pantry or wherever they store these crates of herbs for the teas and whatnot, and begin digging through the boxes to see if there's any traces of this plant.
If one of my father's employees were to have came across that type of plant in the forest, do you really think that they would write it down
No,
somewhere?
I'm not expecting somebody to be so daft, but it's more I wish to find out when the last crate or container or whatnot was shipped here. That way, when I go into the pantry or wherever they keep this stuff, I'm not digging through all of their boxes, just specific ones.
I doubt my father would give permission for that. Well, I doubt my father would give you permission for that.
Well, good thing your father isn't here now, is it?
Hey, Maddie, can you do me a favor? Can you give me a history check?
Sure. Uh-oh.
Hope it goes better than your last one.
Fox, are you planning a heist? Maybe not a heist, but a little breaking and entering.
A mini heist.
A mini
A little
heist.
B&E.
A pre-heist.
That would be 6. That was Fox's die. I am putting it aside.
Yeah, sure. Blame
Yeah.
Fox.
Yes, absolutely. It's the dice's fault, not mine.
I would say, on a 6, you know. God, a 6.
Can we just
know-
pretend it's a 16?
Hey, no, we can't. You know from many dinners at the
At the
table
house.
with your family of the Fitzgeralds,
Mhm.
your father has a tendency to drone on and on and on about business. You'd rather be painting. You'd rather be talking to your friend.
It's just kind of droning.
It goes in
I
one
don't
ear
even
and out
hate
the other.
it.
There's not a thought behind those eyes. With that being said, you do know that he has mentioned partners before that he works with.
I pressed a button. Hold on. I gotta find
What'd you do?
the right one. Give me a second.
Transport aisles?
No, that's
Bruh.
that's would be heroes. What the fuck? There we go.
Oh,
The amount of times that you have accidentally changed the Discord, the stream
Look.
to tricorn, specifically tricorn aisles.
Look,
we
I
get
had
it.
something
You
that
want tricorn.
I had something funny to type in chat, and I forgot to click chat, and so I just pressed the button while I was still in OBS, and it just changed.
Well, now
Whoops.
let's see the super funny thing you were gonna type.
I was gonna say there
We're
was
all
not.
waiting.
I was just gonna say there's not a thought behind those eyes, and yet I'm the orange cat.
Yeah. He drones on and on about business. It's boring as fuck. But you
She's
do
young,
remember,
she doesn't pay attention.
yeah, you do remember him mentioning he has partners.
Hmm.
You just don't remember the names of the families he's partnered with.
So, I mean, I don't have anything to contact my mother in regards of this.
I would say that out of your mother would
Or my
probably-
brother. But
Yeah. Your brother would definitely know. And you
Yeah.
should definitely bring guys with you to meet him. I'm just joking.
To say
I
why
mean,
did I
if
sleep
you-
with his wife?
No.
No, you slept with him.
Maybe.
Actually, maybe. I don't know. Haven't decided.
But yeah, you know that your father has partners.
Okay. My father does have partners he works with. Forgive me. His voice, it's just one note all the time. Very monotone when he talks about business. It just, I for the life of me, I don't know, or I don't remember who those partners are, but
No, it's fine. It's fine. I was just trying to narrow down the amount of breaking and entering I'm about to do. But
we could talk to my brother.
Is your brother here?
I don't know. Is my brother there?
Your brother went home with your mother back home to the Fitzgerald estate after they had all gotten interviewed.
My brother's back at the estate, but
Oh, that's fine. It's fine.
it's not far from here. I mean, and we are allowed to leave.
Oh, no, but
You know, we talked with Henry about it.
well, I don't need. We need it not involve your family. It was just a hopes that somebody was here.
I don't know why they interviewed my family and then not me and had them go home and not me. I could be in bed by now, but
Being in bed does sound fun. Sorry, my mind was wandering.
then just blush.
But yes. Now, you don't have to follow along if you don't want to. I don't know how reserved you are when it comes to going through other people's belongings. But I need to put this voice that is nagging me to rest. I don't know why I'm so involved in this. I do, or I did hold, or I still do hold a great respect for Lord Partington and his beliefs, but for some reason, very uncharacteristically, I want to see this matter resolved. Most of the time, I would just be somebody on the sidelines.
Why would you not want to see this resolved? Someone was murdered.
My experience, most of the time you don't want to get involved in these sorts of things, lest you have an assailant with a knife coming at you.
She's... It's so funny because Maddie, this is the first murder she's witnessed. And, you know, she's dealing with it like a normal person would. You know, she's nervous. She's worried about it. She, you know, wants to see the killer be resolved. And you are just so cavalier or like so
It's just
la 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 about it.
This is a day ending in Y.
Yeah. Yes, that's sad, but this is a story. Whose things are you planning to go through? Because if you are going to go to one of our ports and go through...
Oh, no, I'm not going through your ports or anything. Everything I'm going to be snooping around in is here, located in the house, in and around the crime scene. I'm not going to go to anyone's ports. I'm not going to break into your estate. I'm not going to rifle through your unmentionables. Simply the unmentionables of the people here. First thought is that coat room, where they took our coats and all of our weapons. And he's gonna grab Madeline by the hand. Okay, let's go.
As you're walking towards the coat room, that's actually in the main hall area where Sonari, Arbeliel, and Reggie are currently talking.
Oh, right, my military jacket. Goes over to closet.
Now, is this like an old club style coat room where it's got like the check-in counter and everything? Or
yeah,
is there anybody manning it?
Not right now.
Perfect.
That little boy, Jonathan or whatever.
Jonathan.
Jonathan. He
Better
is
than
not,
Jimmy.
Yes, he's not there right now.
Oh,
But
fantastic.
you kind of get the sense, or Reggie, I would say that from that. Actually, give me an insight check.
Yeah.
A past insight check.
We're looking at a 17.
This was probably the greatest night of Jonathan's life.
Oh.
Manning the coat rack, he's like, this is my destiny. Like, he was ready, but you could also tell, like, that was his first night ever handling anything like that, so it's not normal to have anybody at the coat rack. And it looks like in the hullabaloo, a lot of the coats and everything here, I mean, people grab them, but it's kind of like an afterthought, so there is, like, your guys' stuff is still there, but there's no one being like, oh, sir, let me grab that for you. Anything else you desire? Like, anything like that.
I think Guy is very nonchalantly. He's just gonna hop over the counter and just start like sifting through things.
Oh, Sonari's was already sifting through stuff like before when you guys found them. She's
Yeah,
already
Reg-
been like she's just doing it casually, like, you know, in the same sense, like with the confidence of like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be here, like, you know, so no one questions it. But like she's like, if you pay attention to what she's wearing and what she's looking at, it doesn't match at all. She's just looking through shit.
Just gonna grab my
Sonari.
military jacket.
Sonari,
and my sword.
perception check.
Perception.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or actually investigative, sorry. Investigative check.
Investigative. Ooh.
And guys, I just wanna, you're looking for what in the coat room?
He's gonna be checking through carefully, mind you. He's like checking like through the coats and everything, not specifically for like normal pockets, but like things that would be stored in hidden pockets, or like missing weapons or anything like that. Like somebody may have taken a dagger but had left like the scabbard or anything. Like he's just looking for something that just
Like something that was smuggled in.
something that's smuggled in. Yeah,
Give me an
Like-
investigation check then.
like
Sonari, what did you get?
like a
Sorry,
holdout
go ahead.
like a holdout pocket or something like that.
Sure.
I got 16.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say you're probably, are you just snooping a snoop?
I'm snooping. I'm snooping a snoop because I am a tricksy rogue, but I'm also looking specifically for Winara's stuff.
Okay. I would say that in the coat room, you come across a billion other coats. One of them you recognize as High Sung's. And just because you can't resist, you do go snooping through there. And it's really weird, but there's like a secret pocket in there.
Of course, he has one of those.
And as you open it up, it's just like several, like a dozen or two sheafs of paper. And as you pull them out, it goes, you can read it, and it says, I'm so sorry to bother you, but I saw you from across the room and I just had to tell you, you are the most beautiful, and there's a blank space there, like a fill in the blank thing,
Insert name here.
I've ever seen in my life, and I just had to know your name. Please meet me on the insert place here.
Oh my god.
I just wish to know you. Sincerely, Hai Sung. And as you
Oh
reach
my-
back in there, it's just a copy of that letter, like times 2 dozen, like 20 of those, just to have.
I got a 24 on my investigation.
Okay. I would say there aren't many coats left in here because a lot of people have already been interviewed and they've been sent home. It was, you guys were the last ones left. So you find the coats of the people around you, and as you go through them, you can find Arbelriel's, and you see the secret stash of cigars he has. You see Madeline's, and I think she's got like maybe a leftover tea bag that somehow fell in there because she's surrounded by tea, and you're like, oh, that's weird. And then you find the coat of this Sonari Neverfell, and it's really strange. But there is a little secret thing in there that holds a knife. Actually, several knives. And also a lock-picking thing as well. And that's weird for a lady to have. And there's also an invitation in there that's inviting Sonari Neverfell to a ball. And can you give me another investigation check on that?
That is going to be a 17 this time.
I would say, one second here. I would say that you can see that this is a very good looking invitation. But as you take out your invitation, which what you had in your pocket, they're not quite the same. It's a very good replica of an invitation, not quite the same. Additionally, you find Reggie's jacket. Nothing really of note in there. You notice that there's some kind of, it's a little bit of an older jacket probably that he is borrowing from the wings that has been used by other members in the past for very fancy parties like this, but it's for like the super big members because he's a big guy. But you can see like on the lapel, there's like a little bit of kind of like soot on there from his fingers. Otherwise, you find your own jacket, and whatever secrets are in there are yours to divulge. But you don't find anything from anyone else's. Probably the reason for that is because the Partingtons have their own place where they store their own coats. But it doesn't look like anything was smuggled in. You have a lot of insight into the people around you.
Mm-hmm. And Sonari is in the coat room as well, right?
Yes.
I'm sitting there reading High Song and just like, God, are you kidding me? This is where these things come from.
And he's gonna just take the invitation that was hidden in her jacket along with the lockpick set, and he's gonna just like take them, and he's gonna just like lean just against the counter. He's gonna throw them in front of her. You seem to have quite a hobby. How would you feel like causing some trouble?
Is anybody else in that room with you guys, or what is Maddie, Arbelriel, and Reggie doing?
If he's next to the desk, I'm right there. So, and I hear that, I'm like, oh.
I take my lockpicking set really quickly, and I'm just like, a lady has her hobbies.
A lady can have her hobbies. I can use a lady's hobbies at the moment.
Proceed.
I've gotten some information as the regards of how the poison was delivered. The source of the poison itself. It comes from the woods around here. That being said, the family also receives shipments of herbs and the whatnot, teas and everything from said wood. I'm looking to, I don't know, scour about their pantry and their stocks to find these crates to see if there's any more of this herb or plant inside of it. See if we can't shed a little bit of light as to how it got in here.
Really quick, Arbelriel, where are you stood in the middle of this?
I think probably relatively close.
Would you be able to hear what Gaius is saying?
Depends on how loud he's talking, but immediately prior to this, I was speaking with Reggie, right? So if Reggie's there as well, then I imagine I would be within the proximity.
Oh, can I get a history check from you, please?
If my D20 can stay on my desk. 19.
Okay. You hear Gaius talk about this poison and that it originated in the forest, and that the Geralds do business in the forest for their tea. But you also know that the Sarve is that how I say it? The Sarveus? Sarveris?
Sarveris.
The Sarveris family, their name's on everything of industry. They definitely have several businesses kind of involving the current deforestation of the forest currently. And you know that the Vivraeus forest, which is what this is called, or it's also called the Forest of Coin. The Vivraeus forest, if your family's business is at all tied, and this info comes out that your family business was tied to the forest where the poison was found that killed Lord Partington, it's bad business for you.
Uh-oh.
So making that connection there, I will kind of approach the counter that Gaius had hopped over and just kind of lean in, very obviously injecting myself into this conversation, though not immediately saying it.
There's just 3 or 4 people leaned up against this counter right now. This one small counter. It's like,
Rose.
Also, the counter is small, but the big closet behind it is very big.
yeah.
So you all are sharing like elbow space.
It's like one elbow for everybody. We're just all
Yeah.
looking.
And
between
Reggie's
God.
elbow takes up half of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, are you down for a little skulking about?
I take the invitation and go, I'm very happy to partake in my hobbies as long as we do not talk about this going forward.
No, that was in no means a way to persuade you to follow along. I was just admiring the handiwork of that. That's some top-notch work.
Thank you, I did it myself.
Really good. You can use your talents. So, he's gonna walk.
Lead the way.
He's gonna walk back over to his jacket, and he's gonna grab his loot, and he's just gonna like sling that over his shoulder, and then he's gonna tuck down, and he's going to try to hide this, but he's gonna grab his dagger, and he's gonna put it into his boot.
Give
Do I
me-
see him do this?
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand check, and then give me a perception check.
18 for sleight of hand.
Oh, that's a 17. What's my perception? That perception's a 1, so it's also an 18.
Isn't it meets it, beats it?
In most cases, yeah.
But who meets it and who would it be?
Technically,
Effie
who was
used?
rolling against who?
Technically, it would be Effie would beat this because I'm the one. My role is technically setting the DC, and her
Sure.
role is trying to beat it. So in this
Okay.
case, she would win.
So Effie, in a very smooth move that probably nobody else saw, unless they wanted to roll a perception check. But you were already looking at Gaius, and you see that.
I just go, okay, I see the game that you're playing. Let's go. And I walk over to back to my own coat, and I also secretly grab like 2 of my daggers and just slip them onto my person. And I will try for a sleight of hand check for this one too.
I would say do sleight of hand with disadvantage because you kind of just said, "Okay, I see what the game is."
Yeah, and I'm
And
just like,
everybody's
I'm trying
and
to
everybody
show off.
looks over and they're like,
Huh?
"What?" And everybody fully sees you do it.
Okay, so first roll was a 19, so that makes me sad. Second roll was... Oh, I'm a +4. So 15 +4. Yeah, that's still 19.
Okay.
Beats my passive.
I would say that if anybody was really looking, but their minds might be elsewhere. Maybe they saw a glint of something in your hand, but Yeah, you got your knives on you. Are you guys also sharing what you found, like,
Uh,
or are you kind of
So-
keeping it to yourself for now?
So it's definitely true that Obadiah's was set up. So he should be in the clear. Unfortunately, that
Well, we know he was set up. Does the general?
the general has a note from me on
That
my findings in the
reminds-
garden.
Reminds me, there is no orange trees on this property, is there?
No, not that I saw. Citrus and wood, yes? Earthy?
Yes, he specifically said that he could smell woodsy scent and also the scent of oranges when he woke up, when he was discovered. So that did strike me as odd because I have not seen the grounds, but I didn't think that there were oranges, especially at this time of year.
I can't really see colors at night, so when I was in the gardens this morning and did my look around, all I saw was floral arrangements and shrubbery. So no orchard, so to speak.
Real quick, can I do like a history check or something on that? Because it sounds to me like maybe that was a perfume of some kind.
Absolutely. In fact, you can do that with advantage.
Sure, I can get better than that roll. I stand corrected. That's going to be a 25.
Okay. You would know that since your family has kind of its finger in pies everywhere, they create horse harnesses, they create jewelry, they create flagons, everything. There was one summer where your mother was insistent that they were going to dabble in perfumery. And your father was like, that's a woman's field. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't care about perfume.
Men don't smell nice. Ugh.
Men smell like absolute horseshit. And we're going to like it.
Sometimes literally.
Yeah. But your mother worked with kind of a sort of alchemist to create different scents. And you know that there was a very popular scent that did kind of have like a woodsy smell to it. That didn't smell exactly like the woods, but kind of like a cedar wood, sandalwood kind of musk smell. But no oranges in it. So that might explain it. Could also just be the scent of the outdoors because they were in a garden.
True. There are plenty of citrus smelling plants that aren't actually citrus.
True.
And don't forget, you did find footprints leading out the back door, Reggie, as well.
Yep. I explained that they just let out the back gate into town. So whoever this was that knocked out Obadiah's and then left knew how to get back without being tracked further than the gate. Because it goes right onto the roads where you cannot get footprints. And that means that we're probably searching for someone within the vicinity of our fair city and maybe even further into the underbelly part of it. Which I have a fair bit of knowledge about.
Of course you do.
I've got a couple contacts.
Of
I-
course you do.
Hey,
I
Madeline.
admit
Sorry.
I have some connections to the poorer side of the city. And I just Ariabel just like to say like, yeah, fucking say something.
Arabelle is just surrounded by miscreants.
Madeline, remind me, you're what's your role again? Sorry. Like, what's your
Yeah.
class?
I'm a sorcerer.
Okay. And did you have any like study, or it's just something that came to you? Like you kind of are reading into your magic at all?
She's kind of doing some because I'm going through with the draconic bloodline thing. So
Mhm.
it's like she inherently has the
Gotcha.
magic, but she's doing some study.
Sure. Can you give me an intelligence check,
Hmm.
I guess, on what Reggie's saying?
Because I was also wondering about, like if I could do some type of check, like a history check or anything in regards of like the scent of orange, like with flowers and stuff. So
Yeah.
okay, so the first one was what, intelligence. It's
Yeah.
going to be a 13.
Okay.
Better than 6.
Better than a 6.
I guess you would say that while footprints might blend in to the hustle and bustle of other footprints, there are magical means to be able to differentiate them, but and be able to follow them, but that's magic kind of above what you can do.
Okay. Does anyone else here do magic?
Do you ask that in character?
Well, not like that.
Okay.
But so there is a way that you can use magic to differentiate footprints. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten. I'm not quite there in my training. But is anyone else magically inclined?
I dabble a little bit in it, but I can't necessarily say that I have anything that would identify one person's footprints from another.
Hmm,
Mm,
I see.
Though, Reggie,
yes?
maybe after we do our little action here and looking through the pantry and whatnot.
Oh, Miriam's gonna have a wonderful day with you.
Oh, I'm not gonna mess anything up. Besides, we can use you to charm her. But after we're done with this, I think we may need to slum it a bit. Go call up a couple old contacts.
I know the roads like the back of my hand.
And we all know that ne'er-do-wells tend to not keep quiet about certain actions as this. I mean, you're a low-born nobody and you just take out one of the higher-ranking lords of a city. Somebody's gonna have to pat themselves on the back for that one.
That, or at least spread the rumors faster than they're willing to allow from these walls.
Indeed.
Get the word out. And I'm sure that a few down there would be more than happy to rectify those kind of claims, since how well received he is down there.
Yeah, it's not like they killed anybody that nobody would actually miss. The man was loved.
So we might actually have more help than we really can think of right now.
Well, my
We
friends,
just have to actually start.
I think we have a very long day ahead of us. Let's go cause some trouble.
The best kind of trouble.
Lead the way.
Much as it pains me to say it, I believe I have a bigger stake in this than I thought, so I'll be accompanying you.
First stop is the pantry, yes? And with that, Reggie turns his jacket inside out and just puts it on. No decorations shown.
There's a tag sticking out of the back of your coat, otherwise you look very nice.
That's kind of the point.
Okay, where...
I-
Oh, go ahead.
I just say I peer at the tag and I'm just like, size 152. My son's gonna have a field day with that one.
Extra, 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 extra. It's just basically a scroll of a tag.
Well, here's the thing. It's 4XL, but shortened.
Maybe.
So
Um,
broad.
Yeah. Okay, so where are you guys going? Sorry.
Going to the pantry and kitchens
Yeah.
to look up the possible crates that could have been delivered to the party.
The pantry and the storeroom.
Mm-hmm. No problem. You know who's there?
Hi,
Miriam?
Miriam.
Lady Miriam.
Oh, well, look at the lot of you all together. Oh, you do make a handsome group. What can I do for you all?
Oh, perfect. Maybe you can help me. I've received some alarming news as the means of the poison that was delivered to our Lord. It seems that it comes from a
The
plant.
Lord was poisoned?
Yes.
Word hadn't gotten to us yet. That's so awful.
Well, keep it on the down low. Keep it
Oh
on the
my
down low.
god. Poor Lord Rasmus. This is actually really upsetting. I loved him very much. He was such a good man, and he's been
Yes.
poisoned for no good reason.
He was a
I
wonderful
can't
man.
believe this.
Just kind of wrap an arm around Lady
Could have
Miriam.
broken that way better. I'm telling you that much right now.
Now, the plant that this poison comes from the same forest where a lot of us get our herbs and teas from.
Right.
Would you be so opposed to me looking
Making
through?
me a cup of tea? Absolutely not. I really need one right now. This is
Of course.
upsetting.
Of course. And she like takes the tea bag out of her pocket.
He was a
this-
good man, and oh, he's left behind a son and a daughter. That's so sad.
Guys is
She
gonna
makes tea like super quickly.
Guys is gonna lean into Reggie. All right, your job is just to keep her distracted, comfort her. We'll be in and out.
All right.
And he's gonna signal
yeah,
for like
yeah.
he's gonna signal for Sonari and Arabelle to follow him.
Yeah, because I mean, they didn't share this information with the help,
Oops.
so
I seriously thought that they did.
no.
I thought they would have figured it out by now,
I mean, yeah.
considering Rasmus isn't around.
Well, they know he died. They didn't know by how.
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
Yeah,
So-
they're the help. They don't need to know this stuff.
True.
Wow, spoken like a true high elf.
I feel faint. I feel faint.
Now, Miriam. You
Oh,
settle
and she
down.
kind of she rests herself against Reggie's chest. I'm so glad you're here. Sir, what's your name, by the way?
Reginald.
Maddie just like nods. Here's your tea, and then
Oh, thank you.
sees that you're all like. And so she's like,
Just kind of
like slowly backs away.
just kind of like does the reverse nod to Madeline's like go.
And she kind of, really quick, Maddie, as you give the tea to her, she kind of sniffs it. She goes, oh, I know this tea. This is Lady Adira's favorite. She really does she likes this brand a lot. I believe this is from the Fitzgeralds, is it not? Fitzgerald tea.
Yes, it is the Fitzgerald tea.
Well, we've got 5 crates of it in the back. Is that your family?
Yes, it
Well,
is.
we are big fans of your tea around here, my lady.
I'm very glad that you do so enjoy it.
And she
I'll make
sips
sure
her
to bring
tea.
some extra tea next time, specifically for you.
Oh, that is so kind of you. Thank you. And she sipping her tea very faint against Reggie's chest. Oh, really should be taking more of a notice of an old lady's nerves. This is just terrible news. Really, really terrible news.
Gonna stand here, be a wall. I'm good with it.
Pat.
Not much
Okay.
different than standing guard.
What are the 3 of you doing?
I'm making my way back towards the pantry / storage area.
I want the 3 of you to give me a stealth check.
Fair.
Are you trying to leave without her noticing?
I am, yeah.
Oh, you're leaving, Maddie?
Yes, I'm going to meet up with them.
Because
After I gave the
because she has a wall of meat distracting her. Can we get advantage on this?
Yes, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be a group stealth. So, the 4 of you have to do better than the DC I set in my mind.
Okay.
Well, actually, we'll call it a DC 15. So 3 or more of you have to hit over that.
Well, I'm really
Well,
glad we got advantage because that turned my 7 into an 18.
Nice.
My
18.
my initial roll was a 17, but then I rolled again, and now I've got a 20. Dirty 20.
Nice. Okay.
I'm glad I didn't have to roll.
My first roll was a 23. My second was a 24.
Okay.
My
Maddie,
first, sorry.
Go ahead.
My first roll was 21. And then my next roll, I think I got like a 13, so I'm
Okay.
sticking with the first roll.
Yep.
Sneaky
So
squad.
the four of you back out. She doesn't even notice. She is she's kind of playing it up a little bit. I mean, she is obviously very sad, but she's with a very handsome minotaur right now, sipping really good tea that actually the staff doesn't really get to have a lot. So she's real happy with this. And she does not see the 4 of you sneak into the back.
Okay. Is the pantry locked?
The pantry's not locked. But I can lock it for you if you want to show off your lockpicking skills.
Oh no,
in
that's
front
not
of everybody.
that's not me. That would be Sonari. I don't have a lockpicking set.
Yeah, it's not locked because the kitchen staff has to be able to go in and out. As you enter in, the kitchen staff are in there, and they kind of look up at you confused. And one of them pipes up. It's a young human man. He goes, "Oh, begging your pardon, sirs and ladies, is there anything I can help you with?"
Oh no, we have everything we need. Carry on.
Okay. Well, begging your pardon, but folks are not usually allowed back here, aside from the Partington family.
Let's
Miriam
see.
is just
So,
having
Maddie,
a bit of a moment, and she mentioned something about needing some tea for the Partingtons. I think they were back here.
Oh, why is Marion not grabbing it? That's usually her job.
We have some very bad news to tell you, so
You might want to have a seat.
just and I'm just like I just go. I'm afraid that I've been informed that you guys aren't aware of this, but Lord Partington, I'm afraid it turns out that he was poisoned, and Miriam is having some trouble accepting the news.
He kind of looks at you, goes, "That is truly awful indeed. Lord Partington, he can't believe this." He goes,
What?
"Well, let me get the tea for her. I mean, she was very close to them," and kind of gets up and starts moving towards the pantry. I mean, this is just awful.
why
I
did
know.
considering that the tea is Fitzgerald tea, why don't each of you have a glass as well? A cup as well.
He looks
in these times.
He looks scandalized. He goes, I'm sorry, my lady, but staff are not supposed to be taking of the Partington family's goods. That is, we could all lose our jobs."
Don't worry, I plan on sending a crate for free, of no charge.
Give me a persuasion check.
All right. Come on, dice. So I do have a +5, but I rolled a 1.
He goes, "I know that the standing of folks below your station may not matter very much to you, but I intend to uphold my job here with honor, and I'll not be partaking of anything that belongs to the Partingtons, even in a moment of grief like this. And I'm sorry, my lady, but I really do think you should maybe leave.
Excuse me, sir. What is your name, if I may ask?
My name is Ethan, sure.
Well, Ethan, I do suggest you take yourself and the rest of the staff outside of the estate for a bit of a break. And while I say that, I am casting suggestion on him.
Okay, let's fucking go. Give me 1 second. Okay.
So he will need to make a wisdom save.
Ooh, okay. Give me 1 second. Oopsie. Hoo-hoo. Why is this slow as all fucking shit? Okay. A wisdom save.
Wisdom save. DC 14.
Okay. He looks at you and goes, You want us to leave?
Just for a bit of a break. You've had some dire news. I think maybe you need some fresh air.
Kind of straightens up. He inclines his head. He goes, As you wish, my lord. I live to serve the noble house of Partington. And he turns to the others in the kitchen, he goes, Everyone! Lord Sarveus has business here and we must leave. We deserve a bit of a break. And they all follow after him out the door.
And once they're gone, I kind of motion to the rest of the group towards the pantry.
Maddie just looks at him like,
Well done.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Cass, but you rolled a 1.
no, I know, it totally makes sense. But like,
I'll say this. Maddie, you can give me an insight check as he walks out. Just Maddie, though.
damn it, that's a 10.
It's okay. He doesn't like
Okay.
you. He doesn't like you at
Yeah,
all.
clearly. God.
Okay. He hopes he never sees you again, probably.
Damn.
I offered to bring more tea for. Fine.
Okay, so the kitchen staff are out. Miriam is canoodling with Reggie. What are you guys all doing?
All right, let's get to looking through tea.
Okay.
Um,
Pantry is enormous. This is one of the richest families in Sargenty. It's actually rows and rows of different food stuff.
I would recognize the crate.
Okay, but
Right.
it is several rows of it. So
Sure.
if you guys want, you can do an investigation check, but I would say that you can have advantage, Maddie, since you know what it looks like.
Give me
I
one.
need all the.
Give
I
me
can
one
get
sec
with
here.
these guys.
Give me one
Sure.
sec. Don't roll it. Don't roll it yet. I need to read up on something. Does bardic inspiration affect would that affect an investigation roll?
Yeah, I think Bardic Inspiration goes for basically any roll.
Okay.
Any D20 roll.
So Geist is gonna smile. He's gonna put his hand on Maddie's shoulder. He's like, "Lead the way, beautiful," and he's gonna give her bardic inspiration.
Let me guess. She blushes.
Well, no,
Yeah,
that's
I can
a-
just leave.
at that point, it becomes a detriment, really.
Yeah.
You get a D6 to your roll.
Nice. Does anybody else want to do investigation? Or should we just have Maddie do it?
I'll roll to investigate as well, and also
Okay.
to see if there's anything else of interest around, because, like, you know, this is kind of boring. And Sanara is just like, I could be doing anything else, but I'm here to help out, I guess.
As a player, I want to, but realistically, I don't think our Belriel would know what he's looking at.
Investigation plus
Sorry,
1.
it's
I
so
rolled,
boring.
rolled a 16.
I got a 17.
Dirty 20 plus the
Nice.
6, so 26.
You easily find a crate of your family's tea, and true to Marion's word, they have like 5 boxes of it. They are really big fans. So what are you looking for exactly with these boxes?
Have any of them been opened yet?
Yeah, one of them has.
Is the crate like high up or is it on the ground?
I would say that it's probably a little lower to the ground because Marion has to reach it.
He's gonna check, like, Geist is gonna do a once over, like, on the outside of the box. See if there's like any hidden compartments or anything of that nature. That way, like, if they were shipping the poison in here, it doesn't cross contaminate with the tea herbs or whatnot.
Sure. You look. Can you give me an investigation roll?
Investigation of 16.
Okay. You look in the boxes, and what's in them it's like a big crate, but within them, the Fitzgeralds have kind of designed it so that it's like a very cute little, like almost like paper box that contains about maybe 20 tea bags or so that you can kind of just pick from. So if you want to have just one sitting on the counter, like a little nice decorated box, you can just pull from it. There are about 20 of those in this crate alone. So within 20 of those little boxes, there's about 20 tea bags within them. So 20 by 20, that's a lot of stuff in there. Times 5, all those boxes. So it's very likely that someone could have smuggled something in there just with the sheer volume of it. So you're looking for like a secret compartment?
Yes, like, because in Geist's mind, if this was like a targeted assassination or whatnot, they wouldn't have shipped the poison herb along with the rest of the teas, just like because of cross contamination and like the risk of poisoning others.
Sure.
So he's looking for like just like a little like nook or something in there where they could have hidden something.
For sure. There is just a regular box, as far as you can see, a regular crate filled to the brim with very good tea. But as you kind of run your hands along it, you don't feel any like secret switches or secret hidden compartments or anything. Just looks like a normal crate of tea.
Is there any like residue of things that are not tea related?
Give me an investigation roll.
Something like. Alright. And that's actually another dirty 20.
Okay. You know these boxes very well. You've been around them for years. You could almost smell if there was something different with these. Because this is your family's life. It's tea and other things, but mainly tea. But you don't smell anything off. You don't see anything. You run your fingers along it. There's nothing coming up.
Okay. So if they did smuggle it, it's not through this box, these specifically, the tea.
At least not through the one that's open.
Yeah.
Our Belriel?
Yep.
Give me, what's like your passive perception?
Passive is 15.
Okay. You can look around. You're not interested in this kind of aspect of searching, but you look around and you see your family's name on a bazillion different things in this pantry. Everything from like wine to cigars to like the wine and cigars are kind of separate from the main food things. Your family dabbles in, some fruit as well. There's even dishware that's also stored in here. Your family's name is on it. You see your name everywhere.
While admiring the handiwork of my various businesses, I will probably also just kind of idly grab some fruit and have a bit of a snack while the riffraff looks through the tea.
Oh, Lord. Sure. There's oranges out, apples, pears, bananas, a weird green fruit that smells like summer.
We'll go for the classic apple this time around.
Nice. It's good.
Expect nothing less.
Yep. Anything else you guys are doing? Gaius, Maddie, Sonari?
While they're looking at the tea, I'm just starting to look around. I'm starting to see, like, okay, if they can't find anything in the boxes, maybe there's paperwork around here that are like important things that usually get, like, I work in admin. Every time we get a box, there's an invoice in it. So maybe there's some sort of, like, important paperwork that might say, oh, maybe this box is heavier than the others and all that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, give me an investigation roll. And you said you work in admin?
Yes, well, in real life I work in admin. Yeah.
Oh, in real life. Never mind.
Yeah,
Then
no,
just do a
not
regular.
Sonari.
I was like, wow, Sonari is jack of all trades. Yeah, just do a regular investigation check.
No, Sonari just knows how to be a snoop.
Mhm.
Okay, so 13 plus I got a 14.
You're looking around. It seems that the only thing that's in the pantry is just regular food. Food, dishware, wine, cigars, etc. Anything that the family might need to ingest, it's in here. You would probably say, just from your knowledge of nobility and also those who serve them, that probably paperwork like that, tedious as it is, would probably not be stored in here.
I wonder who receives all these deliveries. And this is something I say out loud. It's like, who do you think would receive all these deliveries? Would it be... Do you think it's Lord Avros that has to take in the paperwork, or...
My guess would more than likely be the woman that is currently attached to our Minotaur friend out in the other kitchen.
Fantastic. We have more questions. We're gonna have more questions for her.
That
Now
sounded
will
real
she-
fucking threatening.
No, it's just more like, is she gonna even answer them? Well, I'm going to head back to speak to her. If you're done looking at the tea.
Unfortunately, I did not find anything.
Me neither.
You guys are heading out of the pantry. You see Miriam is all snuggled up with Reggie. Reggie, what have you guys been talking about?
It's mostly been him listening as she goes on about, the Lord who passed, and oh, woe is the children and the mother, and all this other, just being
Yeah.
a supportive ear.
Yeah.
which
As you
flips-
walk up, you can hear Marion say, like, and don't tell anyone I told you, but I could have sworn at one point the Lord was actually a bit sweet on me, but nothing would have ever come of it, because I know he loves his wife so much. It's always a bit flattering to know that your girl still got it. And she looks, she goes, oh, hello, you three, or you four, where have you been?
Just
Go ahead, sorry.
it just been like, oh, just walking around. Tried to find you more of your tea, of course.
Walking is so good for you, just something that the Lord can't do anymore, and it just breaks my heart. There she goes.
Yes. You know, we were trying to find your tea. Wasn't sure what it looked like though. Is there any place where it would have written the details of the tea be written down?
No, I don't think so. Anything related to sort of paperwork, that just goes right over my head. I never really did have a brain for numbers. Normally that stuff would just go through Lord Partington when he was alive. And he
Oh,
would just handle it himself.
that makes sense. Of course it would. I'm sorry, you're going through such a hard time right now.
This
I
is
just like
probably the hardest on me.
Yep, and I direct her back to Reggie's arm.
Literally just been standing here this whole time, being supportive.
I think I might pay a visit to who is the new Lord Partington again? Oh, his son, Avid.
Avros.
Lord
Avros.
Afros.
Lord Avros. I think I might pay a visit to him, see what he might know.
Oh, yes, I mean, I don't have to tell you, the Lord Avros is just the spitting character of his father. He's always got an open heart for a little old lady like me. Never a cruel word said. It's just so much put on his shoulders. But we all have to be brave. We all have to be strong.
He sounds so kind.
He is. I think he might be... Well, I actually don't know where he is. But I'm sure he hasn't left. He usually announces when he leaves.
Yeah. I guess we can go and look for him. I believe he would have a study.
Before we part with your unique company, ma'am, I don't suppose you have memory of all the dishes that were served last night. It was a bit of a situation, so forgive me for not remembering the wonderful food that was offered to us. Would you happen to remember if any of the dishes were prepared with those lovely oranges in the pantry?
With oranges? I believe the only time we had, well... I believe the only thing that we had oranges for were for an orange cake that we were going to bring out for dessert, but we never got to dessert.
Who was supposed to bring out this cake?
Oh, well, there were several, one for every section of the table, probably about 7 or so. And there were more to bring out too if anybody finished them. So like you can, like she's kind of describing like a big cake that we put up each kind of corner of the very long banquet table, and if people finished it more, it would just be replenished.
Yeah.
Miriam, do you happen to remember who prepared the cake?
Well, I did.
Okay.
Lord Partington always loved my orange cream surprise.
Very well. All right. Pardon me. I hate to break it up.
May I ask? Why are you asking about oranges?
Obadias mentioned an earthy smell with oranges when he came to in the garden this morning.
That's very interesting. I only ask because I've been noticing it's a bit strange that over the past couple weeks we've had some... Well, there is a strict rule that we're not allowed to partake of any of the sustenance that the Partington family takes without their express permission, but I do keep an eye on things even though I might not have the actual records, and I have been noticing that the occasional shortage of oranges. I thought it was just me in my old age, but maybe not.
Can I do an insight check on that?
What are you wanting to insight?
Her mannerisms, like right as she started to give us that information. See if there was any odd shift in her disposition.
Okay, sure.
16.
You can tell that she really is just trying to remember. She's not trying to make anything up. It's just something that kind of occurred to her. Normally not something she would bring up just because she doesn't want to put her fellow workers in trouble if they just need a snack or something, but yeah. I will say though, we do have to take a break. Sorry, Rojan, I totally forgot. But we will take just a quick break, and then as we come back, I guess you guys will just let me know where you want to go next.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right. Goodbye.
See you soon.
We'll be back in about 5 minutes. All right, we are back.
Ma!
Nah.
Meh.
Ma!
Meh.
Hello.
Hello.
It should just make you guys. I'll just make all of you do the Prince-topher laugh when I'm
No.
frozen.
Haunted.
Don't ever
Haunted.
bring that up again. In my mind, I've already killed that bird 10 times.
Fuck's
Every
haunted.
time we see it.
I love Prince-topher.
Are you talking about the bird from the YouTube shorts that keeps trying to like throw glasses out of the cupboard?
He was named after that bird. It's a bird in our other alternate Saturday D&D game for Weewa.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
we
No,
shouldn't make it. We shouldn't make inside jokes about other campaigns that Effie is not privy to because I get the frustration there.
And no
I'm not-
frustration. I was just curious. I just was like, oh, other people have seen those shorts. That bird's a
Yes.
menace.
Absolutely a menace.
All right. Well,
Rock.
where we left off before the break. Oh, where'd Effie go?
Oh no.
We lost
She
our
disappeared.
rogue.
Oh.
Good
Well,
rogue.
the rogue is hidden. Well hidden.
Sorry, cat.
That's
It's
okay.
all good.
Where we left off before the break, you guys were in the kitchen talking with Marion. She told you guys that she... Sorry. She told you guys the tea was in the pantry.
Oh no.
Sorry. She
The
told you
DM's
guys-
broken.
I heard a weird sound come from Cass's thing.
Yeah, so I was watching TikTok on the break and I just locked my phone. I didn't close out of it. And so when it came back, it was just like, eh.
Okay.
I thought it was a
Um,
goat.
Yeah, me too.
No, he's singing a version of the Axolotl song.
Oh, I love the Axolotl song. Calms me down. Okay, so we talked with Marion. She had said that you guys searched in the pantry for anything relating to the Fitzgerald's tea, but we're unable to find anything. However, I would say that probably in addition to well, nah. You guys searched the tea boxes to no avail. No secret compartment there. With smuggling in the poison. So you guys are back out talking with Marion. She mentioned that, and you did bring up the scent of oranges to her that might have been that Obadiah smelled on the night he was attacked. And she mentioned that there has been some oranges here and there going missing over the past couple weeks, but like nothing super of note. And did you guys say that you were wanting to go talk to sorry, Lord Avros?
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. As you guys are leaving the banquet hall area, which is connected to the kitchens, can you just really quick remind me your passive perceptions?
14.
15.
13.
11.
Okay. I would just say that
Passive perception would be 15.
okay. I would just say that the majority of you, as you are about to step out in the hall, you hear a bit of an argument on the second floor, like, balcony. If you look up, you can see it's between Avros, Marina, and Yadira. Are you guys stepping out, making yourselves known, or?
I'm gonna hang back and just see if we can hear what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Okay.
Hmm.
Give me, I guess, just a stealth check, and I'm gonna go against their passive perceptions.
Okay.
I'll do it as a group one as well, just so
Hmm.
kind of prefer that.
So I don't ruin it for everyone.
What? Oh.
No.
No.
That is going to be a 17 from the Minotaur.
I'll say you guys have to hit, like, majority of you has to hit over a 13.
Rolled 14 plus 4, 18.
Okay.
I got a 12.
Me too.
It's down to Fox.
Oh no, I got an 11.
All right.
God damn it.
Malls.
What's up? What?
Because we failed,
What you did?
Wait,
can I add a little
Does that-
flavor to this failure?
Oh, please.
wait, Madeline. Don't you still have your Bardic Inspiration?
No, I used it.
Ah, damn.
So he's got his loot and he can't resist being a smartass at times. So as they're arguing, he starts just playing music on the lute to add to the tempo of the argument above them.
My
Sure.
God.
I would say that as you guys step out and you're playing your lute like a fucking psycho in the house that's grieving, they probably stop arguing and look at the 5 of you, and they go, and they look kind of irritated, but then they straighten their faces, and Lord Avros goes down the stairs. He goes, "My friends, I'm sorry. If you were hungry, I absolutely could have asked Marion to whip up something for the 5 of you. I apologize if you heard anything. I was just leaving with my sister for the academy."
Oh, it's no trouble at all, Lord Avros. We have already spoken with Miriam. She seemed a bit perturbed herself, so we just kind of lent an ear for her as we were going through the banquet hall. So, we do find ourselves in need of your audience, however.
He goes, all right. I do apologize, Reggie, but you really must make it quick. My sister and I have an engagement. We have we have an obligation to get to, but what is it I can help you with?
Just kind of passes an arm towards the other 4. I'm not the one with the question here. Well, we've...
I word this.
I would say as you guys are figuring out how to word this, you see Yadira kind of whisper something to Marina, who kind of shrugs her off and heads down the stairs and out the door without a backwards glance. Does someone want to do a insight check on Yadira?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
On Yadira herself. Okay.
I'll give it a go.
Dirty
Roll good
20.
insight. Roll good insight for 1, 16.
You got a 6.
Looting intensifies with a 5.
I just like, I'm glaring at him doing the loot. I'm just like, will you shut the fuck up?
Stop it.
In a moment of uncommon clarity, Reggie, you look up at Yadira's face, and it seems that everybody else is kind of distracted by talking to Lord Avros and also by the fact that there's a lute blowing in their ear while the conversation's being held. But you're one of the few who look up at Yadira, and you see barely hidden behind that very proper nobility mask, she's angry.
Oh, I just thinks that we've overstayed our welcome anyway. So
You can tell with a roll like that, it's not that. She's angry at Marina. Because she looks out after Marina with kind of like a resentful look in her eyes.
I think on that note, he will just kind of lean back so that he's not taking up Lord Avros's vision from the rest of the group, and actually manages to go after Marina.
Oh, okay. I'll come back to you in a second. The rest of you are wanting to talk to Avros.
I just wanted to ask Lord Avros, when I do once again, I am so sorry for what you're going through, but I did happen to see that you spoke to Obadiah as he left. I just wanted to ask if he happened to tell you anything.
You see, he. I guess give me a persuasion check.
Please be good. Oh, +5, 14, 19.
Great. He goes, I mean, I did not get a chance to really speak with him. I just, as he was leaving, I wanted to convey how we have his back. We are looking out for him. We're going to figure this out for him. But apart from that, unfortunately, my day is taken up with other things and things I want, things I don't. So I'm afraid my hands are really full right now. I wish I could. I want to do more. I intend to do more. I just, this is all
course.
very new to me.
Of course, it must be difficult taking over after with such a sudden loss. I do wish that you had more time. Perhaps we can speak after you've returned from the academy. And I twirl my hair.
Are you trying to flirt with him?
Not seriously, but she's trying to just downplay any. She just wants it to seem non-threatening.
Or he looks at he goes, the moment I can bend an ear to a lady as lovely as you, I will be there in a heartbeat, lady. I'm so sorry. Never fell. Yes, my
Correct.
sister was mentioning you earlier. I don't believe we've ever had the pleasure to meet. And he leans down and he kind of kisses the top of your hand a little bit. But of
Oh.
course, later, I would love to converse with you and anyone else who might need me. But I am afraid that my sister and I do have an obligation down at the academy. And he glances up at his mother, but he goes, I teach fencing down there, and my sister is a teacher's aide to the headmistress, and also doing her studies as a wizard. So it's just a little way that we can kind of give back to the community. It's important to us, and I think it's important to this family that we keep up we uplift Sargenty as a whole.
Such a noble cause, of course, sir. Are we glad to speak to you once you come back?
Of course. I mean, and he kind of looks a little awkward. He goes, a lot of you are very learned in magic and, know your way around a sword. You are more than welcome to join me. I think it's always better to spread the word of helping those in need, and you can showcase some of your immense talents and help aid the future of Sargenty through our children. But I understand if you all have different things going on today, and I know this invite is last minute, but please, anytime you want, you can always stop by the school, and we would love to show you around.
Oh, I might take up your offer on that later. Just unfortunately, my cousin, you loves to sleep in, and I don't feel right leaving without him, making sure that he's on his in the carriage on the way home. But after I've met up with Haisung, I'd love for you to show me around your office.
Of course, yes. Anytime, Lady Neverfell. And he kind of goes, I really must take my leave. But a very good day to all 5 of you.
Lord Avros, I don't mean to take up any more of your time. I understand you're a very busy man.
Our time with you is never wasted, Lord Arbelriel.
You honor me. I would like to personally extend an invitation tomorrow night to you to join me at my estate for dinner.
Of course, I'm always happy to see the Sarveyers family. For dinner, you say?
Yes.
Very well. I will see. I will just check that I don't have anything else going on, but otherwise I will be there.
And what, may I ask, is your preferred dessert? I will ensure that it's there for you.
I really do enjoy, your kitchen staff doesn't really have, with all due respect, your kitchen staff does not really have my Miriam. She makes this really excellent orange cream surprise cake that I really love, but, and otherwise I'm really happy with whatever. I'm not picky.
I will do my best to make sure we have at least a facsimile of that wonderful orange cake.
I feel blessed. And he gives a small bow and he turns on his foot and goes out the door after Marina, leaving just you guys in the hall.
As like he's walking away, Gaius is gonna tail behind him. Stop, no longer playing the lute.
Thank God.
He's like,
All of a sudden, you got
he's
a
like-
traveling bard.
Is that an open
Brave Sir Robin ran away. Bravely ran away.
He's like, is that invitation open to all for the fencing class?
The fencing class, of course. Or and he's walking as you do this, so you guys are going out to meet Reggie and Marina. The students have creative writing classes. I think you would be really incredible if they heard from an actual published author, although maybe don't talk about your other books with them just because they are children, but maybe some of your more appropriate novels might be good. But I know that they would love to meet a published author. Otherwise, oh gosh, there's so much they could learn from you.
Well, if you would give me a moment to change into something more presentable for the road, I will gladly accompany you.
Of course, otherwise you could just meet us there. We'll be there the entire afternoon if you like, if that's easier for you.
Whatever works for you. If I
Yeah.
understand you are on a very tight schedule today.
I do apologize. I said I would escort my sister, but I will see you there then. That's such a pleasant surprise. It sounds cheesy, but I want more people to know about the work we do.
Of course.
And perhaps if things go well there, we can maybe discuss some business as well.
Business, casual talk, whatever.
Sure. I'm sure outside of your actual family's business, there's a lot we could partner with.
Yes, I'm not very well versed in my family's business. I tend to...
No, I mean like outside that. Anything
course.
you're interested in achieving, I wish to help everyone.
Well, let's just see where the day takes us.
Of course. Anyway, I have to go. And he darts out the door. Reggie, what are you wanting to talk to Marina about?
Well, first I would actually catch up with them.
Mhm.
Lady Marina.
She is striding out the door. She kind of looks over her shoulder and gives you like a moving curtsy. She goes, it's Reggie, right?
Correct. We can forego formalities. I'm not really big on them anyway. Also, not for me to really scold anyone about storming off alone anywhere at this point. But, you seem to be in a rush to the academy?
Yes, I am a teacher's aide, sort of a learning alongside the headmistress there. She teaches all manner of subjects, and I'm also kind of extending my studies through her as well as helping the children down there with theirs. It's something I just like to do to help.
An admirable quality in one such as yourself.
Thank you.
And we'll start to try and set a slower pace so that Avros and the others can catch up. But at the same time, it's like... So... I noticed...
You guys are just going out the door. There's already a carriage waiting there. It's just waiting for Marina and Avros. So
Yeah.
you guys can stop and talk outside there.
Alright, so at that point I was like, I could not help but notice some dissent or disagreement earlier from above.
Yes, I am sorry that you had to see that. Family squabbles are embarrassing.
They can be.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that they come from a place of heart.
She kind of chuckles a bit. Goes, well, maybe for your parents.
Hmm. It like just kind of takes a moment to like look her over, just get the expression. Oh,
She's not an easy read.
hmm.
She's very intelligent. Very intelligent.
Like
Give me a
wizard
history.
like wizard intelligent.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, give me a history check.
history. Let's see, 19 plus 1, dirty 20.
Very good. You know that even words have reached the barracks of the Wings. Like, the Partingtons are a very talented family. Obviously, Yadira is like an oracle. Avros is a very good with a sword. And he spends his time down at the academy teaching, but he's very charming. Marina, there's not a whole lot said about Marina other than she's a very prestigious wizard, and she was taken under the tutelage of Headmistress Holt down at the academy, Our Lady of Life Academy. And she has a kind of magic that hasn't been seen since her mother was a young girl, but it's not quite the same kind of magic exactly. But she definitely knows her stuff.
Okay. It would appear that we caught you at a bad time, and even more so with last night. So I just wanted to give a reaffirming and reassuring voice to you. I am trying all that I can to protect Obadias, as it was my fault that he got hurt.
Give me an insight check.
16 plus 2 is 18.
Wow. You can tell that she is holding herself very stiff almost as you're talking to her, but when you mention Obadias, she kind of relaxes a little. And she says, I'm sorry, Reggie. I know I must come across very cold. That's not my intention. I am frustrated. Obviously, I am devastated at my father's death, but I mean, I'm infuriated that people don't really seem to give a thought to my friend. And I wish I don't know what to do. I wish I could just magic this all away or just help in some way, but I don't even know where to start. And I guess in a way, my brother and we just want to throw ourselves into work to kind of take our minds off of it. That's why I need to get out of this house right now.
Understandable. And also, I almost forgot you were a wizard.
I am. I'm studying under Headmistress Holt. She's incredible. And you see her kind of crack the first smile you've ever seen from this woman. Because she's incredible. She does things with magic I couldn't even fathom could happen in this world. It's just, I hope to, well, I won't go on. I'm learning a lot under her.
I can understand the sentiment, given that Lieutenant Kieran and his brother, a blacksmith, have taught me as well.
Oh, my brother knows Marcus, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. She's relaxing around you. She goes, my brother actually works with him to get the swords for the academy that the kids fence with. I do like Marcus.
Yeah, it just kind of like pats his sword that he crafted himself. It's like, I quite understand.
Beautiful work.
Going back to your magics, however, I may have a way for you to help us if we are to help Obadias.
Yes, absolutely.
Out the back of the garden, there is a gate.
Yes.
There are footprints.
Whose?
Unknown, but not Obadias's. Obadias was dragged over to the left side. These boot prints go to the right. If there was a way we could find some sort of magics to trace those boots all the way through the city.
That is one incredible spell. I know exactly what you are talking about. I can do that.
It need not be right now, but I can point them out later. I know that you're busy. I know that everything else is going spiral, but
No, I mean, gosh, this is.
I am trying to clear Obadias' name because I think he's my friend too.
Absolutely. Let me. Okay, this is a lot.
I know, which is why I'm just saying later. Get your minds.
No, I want to do it
in-
right now. I got my class. Let
If
me.
not you,
Okay. Let me. Okay. Let me send a message to my headmistress, and I'll just tell her I'm going to be a little bit late, and then just show me where this is. I want to fix this.
all right, if you are so inclined. And with that, we'll start guiding her to the garden.
Okay, you guys pass Avros and Gaius on the way in. Avros goes like, "Where are you going?" He goes, "I will be right back. I will be right back. Just, Dolph, I actually go on without me. I will find my own way there." And Avros goes, "I don't want you traveling these cities alone. I mean, we just had a murder." She goes, "Avros, I will be fine. Okay, you don't need to do this big brother stuff with me, please. I need to do something." And she just flies off towards the gardens. Like, you got to keep up with her.
Yeah, I keep up with her. I pass Avros and like, oh, I'm doing the best I can, and just keeps on going.
And Avros goes like, "Oh my god." And he goes, "I apologize, Gaius, that I had to see that. I don't know what's come over my sister."
Well, she looks like she had a bit of a purpose in her step this time around.
Marina has always got her focus on something, one or the other. It's hard to keep up. Really quick before Avros and Gaius hop into the carriage, what are Sonari, Arbelriel, and Madeline doing?
I would have gone and started speaking to Lady Adina.
Yadira?
Adira, sorry.
Okay, sure. And Arbelriel?
I think I'd like to end up at the academy as well, but I need to go back home first.
Sure, that's fine. And Madeline, you're muted.
I think Maddie also would be interested in like a tour of the academy. But she is probably gonna want to actually speak to Gaius first because she is gonna want to go home, and so she would request to speak with Gaius before she leaves.
Sure, you can talk with Gaius.
Yep.
As you come out of the house, Avros and Gaius are standing by the cart. Or the carriage, sorry.
Before he joins Avros, Gaius would have ran upstairs first to technically change into what his lower class garb is, because he doesn't like wearing the flashy, like higher class clothing. And it's just like a blue, like a leather, like long blue coat, and just like a white, like button up collared shirt, with just like a very common pair of like leather pants and road boots.
Nice. Okay, yeah, that's totally fine. You see that the rest of the Partingtons have changed, obviously, out of their fancy clothes. They are still dressed very nicely for nobility, but actually you notice that Avros is dressed very, very plain. Not at all like a noble. Kind of like what you might see down at the Rabbit's Foot, which is the inn in the lower edge. Kind of plain.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, if you want to talk with Gaius, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah. Maddie's going to stop Gaius before he meets up with I forgot it. You said his
Avros?
name like
Avros.
5 times. Avros. Before she meets with the Avros. Would you like to visit with my family for, and she's like not gonna be for, you know, the like the tea information, the reasons, the secretive thing.
Guys is kind of like trying to put 2 and 2 together as she says that, and he's got like a very blank look on his face as he's like putting his
Are you
as he
saying
like
this? Did you pull Gaius away, or where?
Yeah,
are you
she
saying
caught
this?
she caught him still inside the house before he left. So
It-
like
Oh.
we're
it,
far,
like
far
he-
from Avros.
Guys is like staring at her with like a very confused look as he's like putting his sword belt on. He's like, you want me to come to your family's estate to get more information about our ideas of the tea and the poison?
Yes.
That might be a good idea.
Not now,
Oh
obviously.
no, of course not.
But
Tomorrow maybe?
tomorrow. Yes, that gives me enough time to speak with my father and get permission for you calling. Not calling. No, not calling. You're not calling me. Calling on me. Of you.
And Gaius just now just has a look on his face and he's just absolutely enjoying like just like her whole demeanor. You're looking to get permission for me to attend a family get together.
Yes.
I'm not trying to call on you, not, you know, trying to steal you away or ask for your hand in marriage. Simply a business meeting.
Yes. Does your family do business with mine normally? Do you know?
Probably. My family is in the shipping industry, so we probably ship your family's teas all over the place.
So we could disguise it as such you are taking an interest into your family business. Not necessarily to take over or be fully a part of it, but you are interested in you are interested in learning more about it and what your family joined.
See, he puts his hand on her shoulders like, Mads, listen, it's okay.
Don't call me Mads.
Sorry, I get familiar with people at sometimes. Just
Maddie's fine.
Maddie, just let your father know that I would like a one-on-one meeting, if possible, just to discuss future business ventures. Knowing how your father likes to drone on and on about his business, he'll probably make it a family dinner.
Yes.
And I can get as much information from him as possible then.
Excellent.
But tonight, I have plans on going to one of the local taverns and putting on performance there, maybe getting a little bit of information from the locals. If you want to catch one of the performances.
What tavern do you normally perform? I haven't seen you in performing ever, except for just now with your lute.
Moles, what was the tavern called? The Lamb's Foot?
The rabbit's foot.
The Rabbit's Foot. I was probably gonna hit up the Rabbit's Foot.
And she's probably hasn't really heard too much about it.
I would say that you've never heard of the rabbit's foot. Only probably people who have frequented the lower edge a lot would know of the rabbit's foot. It's not really for nobility, and also probably your mom would never let you in that neck of the woods anyway.
God no. No.
He's
Like people get mugged there, and also have inappropriate relations without a chaperone.
I'll tell you what. After I come back from the academy, we can go together, and I'll show you around the rest of the city.
I'd like that. Thank you. By the way, where is the Rabbit's Foot located? Just so I can.
Down near the well, what this part of society calls the lower ends.
The lower edge.
The lower edge. Thank you.
She's trying really hard to not be like scandalized. She's like, no, I'm cool. I got this. It's fine.
I'm hip. I'm with it.
How do you do, fellow lower edgians?
As he's like, by the way, dress a little common. You don't want to stand out too much.
Common.
Because of the criminals from the statistics.
As he kind of just does this, just like and you, common. Or
and you
Reggie.
Also distinctly remember Reggie like having his jacket turned inside out, no metal shown, no epaulets, nothing. It's just leather.
Common. Well, then I will use tonight to find something to wear. I'm sure I have something that's not quite as nobility. And then she just walks away. She just turns and walks away.
Nobility walks away.
Okay, bye.
I can't believe I am being degraded to find a new suit.
Not quite nobility, but bye. Bye.
So Madeline
Turns
just
up
got
in
asked
a
out
party.
on her first date.
Turns up in a party city equivalent of a tavern wench.
Oh no, she'll be one of the staff at that point.
Effie, you're killing me. Hello, how do you do, fellow lower edgians?
That was a good line. That was really
And
good.
as Maddie like walks off, Gaius is gonna join Avros outside.
He goes, oh, I didn't realize you and the Fitzgerald lady are together.
We're not. I honestly just met her today, honestly.
You work fast, I suppose.
What?
I don't know. Listen, Gaius, we've met several times in the past. Ian, just maybe I'm wrong. And he gets into the carriage.
He's like, Avros, I don't know what you're talking about. I literally just met the girl today.
Sure. Okay, let's show him the. Let's get in the carriage.
As he just gets in the carriage as well.
Cool. And you guys are driving away to the academy. Our bell reel. Really quick. You wanted to stop at home?
Yes, there are several pressing matters that need to be attended to at the estate.
You get home and your doorman's like, Lord Tavares, I trust you were well taken care of at the Poddington estate.
I was, yes.
Very good, sir. And he opens the door for you.
I will head inside and immediately seek out the head of the staff at the estate.
Sure. You would probably go meet with your butler, because all nobility has one. Kind of your go-to guy. Kind of handles all the family, all the kind of household stuff that you don't have to worry about because you got other stuff on your mind. And you would probably find him in the kitchen, and as you walk in, you see this very tall, red-haired man. He's got a red beard. He is human, and you know his name is Nigel.
Matter.
Elijah. Very
Nigel,
good, sir. Yes, very good, sir. What can I do for you today?
we will be hosting Lord Avros tomorrow evening for dinner.
Oh, Lord Bartington. Yes, of course, the new Lord Bartington. Very good, sir. Very good, sir. I will let the kitchen staff know. Any requests at all, sir?
Yes. He is particular to a orange cake.
Oh. You know your mother is allergic to oranges, right,
Yes, well,
sir?
Mother isn't invited, is she?
You're going to have, let me get this straight, my Lord Sarveris. You're going to have a dinner at the Sarveris estate without your mother invited when she's in the house?
Is Mother the head of the family?
Sir, I might be speaking out of turn here, but to not invite the Lady Farron, it might look very bad.
Well, I'm not trying to impress her. I'm trying to impress Lord Avros.
Alright, so I apologize, sir. It's just going to be you and the Lord Partington?
That's correct.
Oh. Very well, sir. Well. This is... Well, I will inform the kitchen staff immediately, sir.
See that you do.
Do you wish me to inform your mother?
No.
She might...
On second thought, yes.
And, pardon me, sir, how would you like me to break the news? She will most definitely be feeling... Oh, how do I say this? She might have a fear of missing out. Or as the younger generation call it, a FOMO.
Just inform her that I am attending to our business.
Very good, sir. Very good. I will make sure then that the kitchen staff makes a orange cake and maybe your favorite, roasted duck. Is that all right?
Of course.
Very good, sir. Very good. And he turns and he starts speaking with the kitchen staff.
And I'm gonna
That hurt my
head.
throat.
Why haven't we fired this guy yet? I'm gonna head upstairs for a bath, but before I leave Nigel, I will tell him to summon our right hand, whoever that happens to be on the business side of things, as I have some urgent business matters to discuss. And I'll tell him to just send whoever that is up to my room while I'm having the bath.
Okay. As you are...
It's a power play.
Of course. As you are submerging yourself in the bath, you hear a knock at the door.
Enter.
In enters a young, dark-haired woman. She is considered your right hand for all the business side of things. You know that her name is Emily. Emily Cunningham, okay? She goes... She does not look at all phased that you're in the bath. She goes, Lord Sarveris, you called for me.
I did. I apologize for pulling you away from what I'm sure are busy days for you.
I may
But-
always spend spare a moment for you, sir. What may I assist you with?
have several things that need to be taken care of. First and foremost, I'm sure you have heard of the passing of Lord Partington by now.
I have, sir. It's a great loss for the community.
Indeed. I need you to send an envoy to all the newspapers in town. Make sure that if our name is mentioned in the articles that they are undoubtedly writing about this happenstance, that our name is mentioned in a favorable way.
Of course, sir. I will do that right away. To all of the newspapers, sir, or to just the main one? There are several publications throughout Sargenty. Some of them range as small as like little magazines, but the main one that kind of is in the streets is the Sargentian Post, and you have contacts there.
I think just reaching out to the post will suffice for now.
Very good, sir. I will send an envoy right away to, well, I suppose it would go to the Viscount Rodot, as he owns the post. So I will send that right away, sir, of course. Is there anything else you require?
There is, yes. I don't wish to raise any alarms, so keep this between you and I. But any businesses that we have operating in the Forest of Coin, should they have any sort of contact with something called Nightwing, I need to know about it immediately.
She kind of tilts her head a little bit. She goes, "You need to know about this fruit, or what is
If
Nightwing?"
it is, well, I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's a plant of some kind, but it's my understanding that it can be used to create a rather potent poison.
Of course,
If
sir.
we have any dealings with that in any form, I need to know about it.
Well, begging your pardon, sir, we have hundreds of businesses that deal tangentially with the Vivres forest. You wish me to investigate all of them, or just anything having to do with deforestation, or logging, or fruits, or...
In the long term, investigate all of them.
Of
But
course,
in the
sir.
short term, if this Nightwing makes an appearance in our paperwork anywhere, or if any of our employees have mentioned it to higher-ups within the businesses, that I need to know about sooner rather than later.
Of course, sir.
And there is one final thing.
Well, one moment, sir, I might just add that that could take several days to
I
investigate.
understand, yes.
Very good, sir. And what was your last thing?
My time at the Partington estate has shown me that perhaps the Sarveris family needs to be a little bit more charitable with our dealings.
You see her sort of let out like a laugh, like you're making a joke, and then she goes, "Oh. I apologize, sir. I thought you were I thought you were making one of your infamous jokes.
Well, if it
Would-
was charity for charity's sake, then yes, it would be a joke, wouldn't it? But no, this will be good for us as well.
I see, sir. With all due respect, this is not to undermine your leadership. Is this not perhaps something you might bring up with your father, Lord Vermeer?
No, I think I need to take the initiative on this one.
Very good, sir. And she kind of chuckles a little. She goes, "When you say that the Sarveris family needs to be more charitable, did you have anything in mind?"
I did, actually, yes.
Very good.
You are familiar with the academy that the Partingtons work with, yes?
Yes, sir. I actually trained at the academy myself.
Wonderful. Then perhaps you could spearhead this yourself. I would like to work with the academy and set up an annual competition of sorts for the students there, particularly the more magically inclined ones. Think of it almost like a fair, where the students can put together presentations or proof of concepts of projects that they so choose. And I would like these entries into this fair to be judged, and the top 3 will have their projects funded by Sargeras Industries. And I would like you to secure Marina Partington as one of the judges.
She goes, if I may, sir, a lot of the students at Our Lady of Life Academy range from anywhere as young as 8 years old to 18. I think that a fair could very well be a wonderful idea, and it might bring to light some of Our Lady of Life's more prestigious students. However, it might be prudent instead to maybe offer something as like a scholarship where you cover the tuition, just because some of these students are not quite at the age where they would be making projects or doing scientific research at that level. I know that the Poddington family actually has their own scholarship that they have at the academy. I mean, it's always done remarkably well. It's something you also could do yourself, but I wonder if with a science fair such as that, with ages, like all ages, they might not dedicate a lot of their time to research
Yes,
as much as their
scholarship
schoolwork.
was my initial thought, but
Sure.
didn't want to simply follow in the footsteps of the Partington. But perhaps there is a happy medium. Perhaps we can set up a smaller scholarship for younger students, and then a fair for the older ones.
I think that's a wonderful idea. A fair for the older students who might be wanting to go into certain studies like necromancy, vacation, anything like that, and they might have certain projects of their own to put together. And then for the younger kids, of course, they could partake of the Sargeras scholarship. Sargeras family scholarship at the Lady of Light Academy. She's kind of mumbling to herself as they do this, like, of course, that would mean that we would have to shift some of us over to that, and then possibly there's a chance they might not want to do more than one scholarship. We
It
can always
it
find a way
is
around
a
that.
large endeavor, but I trust your instinct on this.
Is there a timeline for this, my lord? Like a deadline or anything like that?
Well, I would like the fair to be an annual thing, so next year is when I would like the first one to.
Very
Take
good,
place.
sir. I'm sure we can absolutely make this happen within a year. Was there anything else, sir? Otherwise, I will take my leave.
That will be everything. Thank you.
She gives a very smart bow. You can see it's almost military-esque, her bow. And as she turns on one foot, she leaves the bathroom and closes the door behind her. Was there anything else you were wanting to do at your home?
Nope, that is everything. I'll finish my bath. I will put on some nice new clean clothes, including a pair of gloves. And then I will make my way to the academy.
Sounds good. Okay, so Gaius is going with Avros. Madeline is going home. Reggie, you wanted to go with Marina because Effie's not here. You wanted to go with Marina to the garden. Oh, did you want to? Yeah, did you want to? Maybe you wanted to just talk to Yadira real quick.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to Yadira because I saw that she was looking upset, and I was wanting to see if I could just find out anything about why she was upset.
Sure.
Yep, I would just go up to her and be like, I understand that you've been through a lot recently, Lady Yadira, but you do seem troubled. Are you okay?
She looks at you. She goes, I apologize. I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting you. What is your name, my dear?
I am just like, I'm Sanari Neverfell. It's a pleasure to meet you. But I'm also just like, I'm very concerned right now. It's a very common name where I come from, back in Neverwinter.
She knows.
Give me a deception check.
She knows her name is in that damn message and doesn't know what she remembers. Okay, my deception is plus 5. I rolled a 12.
She goes, you said your name was Sinari?
Yes. It's a common name back in
She places her hand on your shoulder. You were in my room last night, were you not?
I did approach it when I heard you scream, I admit. But I don't remember. I don't think I
No,
went
no,
inside.
no, 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 no. You were in my bedroom last night, and you don't need to lie to me. I've already seen it. I would prefer we start out a relationship with each other with honesty, Sinari.
Okay, I kind of start dropping the lady act and go, okay, alright. Yes, I was there.
I
Thank you.
appreciate your
Thank you for
forthrightness with me.
Thank you for your message.
Of course. I did not mean to scare you with that message, Tsunari. It's just these things come to me in flashes, and I just have Florence write them down as they appear. She didn't know what she was writing down either. With that being said, I know that you've read my notebook and you must have seen what I was saying last night written in there. Am I right?
Correct. I have questions about your message, the forgotten one, and what your message meant, if you understand it all. I'm not entirely sure how this oracle stuff works. I've only been briefly informed by Sung.
She kind of folds her hands together, making her sleeves kind of connect in front of her, and she goes, I have to tell you, like I said, these visions come to me here and there, flickers. Sometimes they seem like a memory, sometimes they seem like something to come. I did look it over this morning after Florence told me that I had another one. I don't always remember what happens during them, but I have to tell you, I don't understand it either. I am sorry. I will say, and she kind of pauses. She goes, I've been having these visions since I was younger than you, and they always set me apart from everyone else. And when I would get the visions, I would feel almost comforted, and I felt sort of like I had a sort of connection to Our Lady of Light, Our Lady of Love, Laridia. But I must tell you, lately, I've been feeling a darkness kind of marring the edges of what I see. And I can feel it, almost like in the marrow of my bones. But they are so scattered and they take so much out of me, and I wish to talk about this with my daughter, Marina. She has a little bit of the gift as well, though she doesn't like people to know that. But she has no time for me, and now with Avros as the head of the family, he just has so much on him. I feel there is something terrible coming.
I have your message, your prophecy mentions a thing called for the glory of the darkest of grief. And
Yes.
I wanted to know if this was something that, because the way that you spell grief is with a capital G, that tells me that this is something like, this is not just general grief, this is a bigger thing. Is it something that this is pertinent to your vision, or is it something you might know about from your past as an acolyte?
When a lot of my visions, they are tied to the future, but in some way they are tied to the lady. I don't know if you know the story of Lady Laridia or how religious you are. I promise it doesn't matter to me either way, but she has had a lot of instances in her life that would cause her insurmountable grief, and yet she still provides for every one of us, even you. So I'm really not sure. What? She kind of pulls her notebook out. She goes, I apologize. It's hard to keep them all straight, but... And she reads it. She goes, okay. Another to absorb for the glory of the darkest of griefs, for the forgotten one. They do not yet know your plot. He is trying to reach us.
What would be Lady Laridia's darkest grief? If that is the case, like, what would be the worst grief that she had?
It might be during the War of the Gods. Do you know of the War of the Gods? You can roll a history check if you like.
I can roll a history check. There probably were some books that Papa had left around that I might have. 5 plus 1, 16. 15 plus 1, sorry.
Yep. You would know that the War of the Gods is a story told, very popular. There were, at one point, 2 gods that people prayed to. One was Lady Laridia. The other was Ravnus, Ravnos. When she was like a goddess of life and death and everything, and like kind of just the cycle of life, he was more sort of similar to like kind of a war god. And he, you don't know the particulars of it because it's something very deep in religious lore, but you know that Laridia and Ravnos butted heads a lot, and one time it came all to a head when Ravnos was trying to take power for himself. And even though they butted heads, Ravnos was Laridia's closest friend because he was the only one who was also a god like her and was also kind of understood what it was like to hold the mantle of God. And so she tried to put it off as long as she could, but due to the pleas of her people who prayed to her, she had to strike down Ravnos. So having a friend betray her and having to strike him down would probably be her greatest grief, is the first thing that comes to you.
So, betrayal of a friend. Okay. So they're clearly... God, there's a lot more going on than I have the head for. I wish I was here. And you said you've been having visions like this that are darkness to them for a little while?
Maybe a year?
A year.
I forgot to mention in the war, and this is important, it's why Lady Laridia always has one eye covered by some kind of patch or like eye patch. In the fight with Ravnos, she had her eye struck out by him. So that's also like getting hurt by your best friend is shitty. So there's that as well. But she goes, yes, that's the only grief I can really think of right now. Of the greatest.
Ravnos isn't quite well known much unless you're really into the religious stuff, no offense. So it could be possible that he might be this forgotten one they speak of.
It's possible.
He is. Would he be trying to reach? And whose plot?
I really don't know. I apologize that I couldn't be more help. And she kind of chuckles a little bit. She goes, forgive me for saying so. I mean this as a compliment, but you remind me of my daughter. Asking me questions I don't know the answers to.
Papa
said Papa has said that I'm like that, but Papa also likes to ask questions that doesn't get that nobody else knows the answer to either.
Your papa is a wise man. She goes, if I may, it might do to go speak with those at the church, Our Lady of Love. I know that Father Valentine Foltest, he's the new father there, but he is very learned in Liridian lore. I was just an acolyte, but he is wise.
Father Valentine, fantastic. I'll be sure to speak to him. Would it be possible I can come back here and speak to you if I need any more of your, my lady?
She kind of laughs. She goes, normally I would not let someone who snoops around my bedchambers at night into my home, but I will make an exception this time. She places a hand on your shoulder. She goes, I wish you the best of luck with whatever you're looking for, and I hope your family... And she kind of... I hope your family is mended once more. And she takes her hand off your shoulder and she gives you a little bow and she walks away. While you're stewing in that, I'm gonna quick hop to Reggie before we have to end for the day. Reggie, you
Yes.
are running after Marina out into the garden. We're ending in the garden again. Let's go.
Oh my.
Yeah.
The garden is quite famous for endings.
Okay, so you run out into the garden.
Marina, before we start running over all this, and he's just kind of defeated a little bit. Like, we don't want to destroy the footprints.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm just. Where do you want me to?
Okay, so closest to the back gate, there is a trail that leads up to it. And it starts right about, and like he'll show where there's breaks in the shrubbery that the person fled through before getting tackled by Obadiah's.
Oh.
So starting about here and kind of goes that way.
Are you saying that based on these footprints, they tackled Obadiah's and they dragged him?
No, Obadiah's tackled the attacker. He was a brave son of a bitch.
Don't talk about him in past tense, please. She
Oh,
goes,
sorry.
Now where am I? Where am I going?
So, basically, just out that back gate and towards the city, most like.
She kind of hikes her skirt up a little bit and starts to run over there. And she reaches the back gate and she looks. And you can
Kinda
see
hard
her.
to tell.
She goes, no, it's fine. And she kind of does like a magical hand motion and focuses her mind. And you can see before you kind of like this beam of greenish energy. Kind of like when you have a floodlight, but not so bright because it kind of encompasses a space like a triangle of light.
Just enough to actually be able to see.
Yes, she kind of aims it towards the footsteps, and you can see clear as day, clear as spit, just footsteps, like someone painted it in with paint. She goes, all right, so this spell should be able to walk us through where this person went. Are we now?
So, the question is, do you want to preserve the person, or do you want to see where they came from, and we could probably get an idea of who they were before they fled? Those are our two options.
Isn't it always better to do the most recent happening? They fled, so we should follow them.
All right, and that's what we'll do. And
Okay.
he'll just kind of have a hand on his hilt for his sword, and just, I'm gonna follow along. It won't be alone. And however long the spell lasts, and if you decide that it's not good to go any further right now, I can make a mark of it, and we can go from there.
All right. And you guys are about to set out when you hear you hear footsteps like behind you, and you both turn around and you see Florence running out into where you guys are. She goes, my lady, I'm so sorry. Lord Reggie, you have a letter. And she gives you a letter and puts it into your hands.
Gonna open it up.
It just arrived, sir. I apologize. I'm not
Catch
the
your
sweetest
breath.
person. Yes.
Catch
She
your
sits
breath.
down. Uh, you open it. It's from Kieran. It says, Reggie, can't say much here. Attack on the prison. The item is gone. Kieran.
Intuiting that he's talking about the murder weapon, the knife.
Mm-hmm. So it's
This
gone.
is-
You don't know what kind of attack or anything like that. You just know that. And he probably didn't want to put much in a letter because it might have been quick or.
Might have been picked up by someone we didn't want to be picked up from.
Exactly.
He's going to pocket it. And he's actually going to put it into one of his outside pockets that's on the inside of his pocket now.
Okay.
So basically, it's still an inside-out jacket.
Sure.
He's going to put that away. And he's like, things are getting more and more complicated and more dangerous.
Marina looks over her shoulder. She goes, "Is everything okay?" She's still holding up the spell. But is everything okay?
The knife Obadiah was found with. It's gone missing.
What?
The wings were just attacked.
Attacked? Like how? And she drops a spell. Because do you need to get over there?
No. Lieutenant Kieran is the one who got me into this position. I'm not going to betray him just for all that, just to give up on this lead. I apologize if that... Look,
You need to sit down, Reggie. She kind of guides you over to one of the stone benches in the garden. Listen, if it's easier for you, I will have my staff kind of cordon off these footsteps so nobody interferes with them, and we can always do it later. I promise. Just if you need to go to the wings right now, I understand.
No, me going there serves no purpose. The fact that he was able to send a letter means they were able to recover. The problem is the assailant has gotten their weapon back, most likely. So we should be wary of someone who uses daggers, which is pretty much the entirety of the underbelly.
Because
So
I understand.
nothing's really changed for us. And
Reggie, I'm
I am
so
but
sorry.
I'm but one person. I don't think I alone would be able to guard you. So tonight's probably not the best of night anyways. I don't know what I was thinking. But we know it works. That's progress. I will take you back to the carriage, if you would be so inclined.
They probably already left without me.
Then I shall walk you to the academy. At least
Okay.
can do that much. We can deal with this matter at a later time, and probably with more friends at our back.
All right, and you guys walk back into the house, and she calls for a carriage. She goes, "We have more than one carriage, so I should be all right unless you wanted to come to the academy."
I insist on accompanying you to the academy. Would not do to have you alone at this point. And
Very
that is
well.
not not because I'm military. It's not because I'm... Yeah, forget it.
I apologize, Reggie, but I don't know how it would look a lady like me unchaperoned with a man like you.
Well,
Not that you're terrible or anything. You are obviously a very good-looking man, but
the gossip is merely that, gossip. No truth ever... the only truth matters. So I am just making sure you get there safely. That is all.
very well. And she goes into the carriage and sits back. You can take the seat opposite her. She casts a spell on the windows to kind of pull the
Obfuscate.
blinds down. No, pull the blinds down on their own. And you guys head off towards the academy, following behind Gaius and Avros. Does anybody else want to do anything before we end in 5 minutes? Sounds good. So we can probably end it there. That's a good stopping point. I know we're about 5 minutes early, but that's okay. So yeah, next week we're gonna be checking out Our Lady of Life, one of my favorite locations. And
Woo.
good session, guys. Good session.
Hell yeah.
All
That was
right.
good.
So, anything else? Anything? Are you dying?
No, I just had to put my head down for a second.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were taking a bow or if like you started laughing at something.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, I know.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
No, please. Toss.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time here, this is not the only show that we do. Coming up on Monday is going to be another episode of Destiny Forged, which is our longest running show here on the channel. Coming up on Tuesday will be another episode of Star Wars Tales of the Outer Rim. I believe so. If not, it'll be the alternating Tuesday. It's a Star Wars game run by Tiltbot. Coming up on Thursday will be another episode of Mass Effect Horizons, which is a Mass Effect game that is run by Zorro. Alternating Thursdays, we've got Tricorn Isles, which is another 5th edition game that I run. And then coming up on Saturday will be our alternate Saturday show of Withered Wastes, which is another 5th edition game that I run, followed by later on the night Vigilance 6, which is one of our superhero games.
Wait, I thought that was tonight.
No.
Last Saturday of the month, right?
No.
Oh.
It's every other Saturday. It runs with Weewa. Weewa's noon to 4. V6 is 8 to midnight.
Okay, so you gained an extra day per month. Got it.
And I just murder my voice, but
Yeah.
but yeah, that's gonna do it for us for now, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you later.
Bye.